Late on Friday, we started talking about Baba Booey going out and doing an appearance in California with Sal and Beetlejuice.
I thought about him all weekend.
And how Beetlejuice makes in his diaper, and Beetlejuice heard it and was pissed.
Really?
Oh, my God. He was in the car with Bob Levy driving to the airport, and Beetle was freaking out.
When we were talking, he was in the car listening?
Yeah. This came in right after the show ended.
All right.
You too. You ain't got you.
Hello?
I was told him too. I don't hear from nobody.
They just want to make it better. What's
I don't
wrong?
give a what that makes. I don't give a
Well, what's wrong? What made you
I
mad?
don't give a
Is it Gary?
I'm tired of everybody picking up. I'm tired of it. Tired of all of it.
Uh-oh.
What did Gary
That piece of
What did Gary do to you?
my sister's monkey ass.
His monkey ass?
I got something for that ass. Watch. I got something for that ass.
Do you want to sit next to Gary or Sal?
I ain't saying nothing to no body.
But you don't sit next to Gary?
Get away from me. You want something to say about me? You ain't out. Everybody.
You got to do the appearance with Sal and Gary.
Jim, I don't give a about the fans. I don't give a definitely gonna beat somebody's ass.
You going to beat somebody's ass?
That's right. I ain't got time for it.
Yeah.
Tired of it. Tired of it.
You going to be cool with them?
Hell no. I'm cool with no body. Everybody else want to talk about me too?
So there was a whole discussion on Friday about how Beetlejuice wears a diaper and that you have to change his diaper. And
Sometimes you don't know when he's gone, and you could be in a car or a plane.
well, all I'm hearing is that after that discussion over the weekend, Beetle didn't wear any diaper, and he went to the bathroom.
See, I knew it.
I knew he could go.
If he's drinking and smoking, he can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so evidently, whatever we said embarrassed him into not using a diaper.
Wow.
Right?
It was very strange. The whole weekend was just so bizarre. I ended up getting, I mean, it
Do you
really
think
was.
we should play, should we take a break?
Yes.
And then play what happened on Friday?
Yes.
Because most people probably missed it. It didn't happen until 10:30.
And I will tell you that people were just going nuts. They thought it was the funniest 20 minutes they ever heard.
Yeah, and then after that,
We'll talk about what happened.
we'll talk about what happened over the weekend.
Yeah, because I'm dying to know how that all went.
I've been thinking about it. Thinking about it a lot.
I said to Gary, and then I said, no, he's not going to have a good weekend.
Well, Beetle yelled at him the whole weekend, right?
I said it was like, you know, when you watch a movie and the director's cut is on, like even when I'm in another conversation, it just goes. It goes, and it's a less important conversation than what's going on.
Right.
And it just, I was in the air. I'll just give you this little tidbit. I'm in the airport, right when I get to JFK, and he starts screaming at me. So I just start walking away, and then me and Sal and Bob are talking, and he's just yelling at me, and you know, people are looking around, and you just have to have a conversation and ignore him. Because you can't really calm him down. He just sort of winds down. Bob will go, Beat, calm down. That only pisses him off more.
See, I thought he was so out of it that, like, he wouldn't even know.
So did I, because the first thing I did when he goes, I know you, I know what you did. You talking about me. And I said, no, it was him. And I point to Sal, and he goes, no, it wasn't. It was you. I know it's you.
Yeah, he knows.
And I was like, well, when did he get so smart?
Oh, man.
He's been playing dumb all this time.
Every once in a while, I'd look at the clock this weekend, and I'd say, I wonder what Gary's doing right now.
But I will tell you, the flip side of that is we're walking down Hollywood Walk of Fame, and I go, where are we, Beetle? And he goes, East Atlanta.
Right. He didn't know.
East Atlanta.
Yeah. And Sal and I spent an hour trying to figure out where that came from. Like, why not, why not Alaska?
Right.
Like, where did he get East Atlanta from?
Because he must have spent time in East Atlanta as a kid or something. Yeah, I can't.
Who knows?
I can't figure out how much brain power Beetlejuice really has.
But it seems to turn on and off.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a capacity to, do things.
All right. Well, if Sean is listening, make sure Beetlejuice isn't by the radio when we replay this.
Because you don't want to get him started up again.
Yeah, it's enough. He's in charge. All right, well, let's take a break. I'll replay the conversation from Friday. And then we'll find out what happened over the weekend.
Yeah, I got to hear about this.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of things going on today, but first, these words.
When you thought it couldn't get any stranger.
Underdog Woman.
Another thing, I
I only bring it up because a lot of fans have written in and mentioned that they saw you on the Stern Show.
I didn't know. I had never heard of or seen his show before they asked me to be on it. I did not know that he was such a vulgar television host. You might consider him the King Midas of smut. So after having been on it, I was so shocked and so maltreated.
And no more Howard Stern, right? That's.
Thank goodness.
Enough of him. And because you said they were like drug pushers making you do shows, right?
That's right. They forced me to do shows against my will, and when I saw that I was surrounded by impurities, I had no way of getting out of the room because I was always strategically placed that I was in the crowds and couldn't find my way out.
Wow.
This is The Howard Stern Show. You're listening to The Howard Stern Show.
Gary was out in California this weekend making that appearance with everyone, and he said he ran into Ruben Studdard.
Oh, really?
Enough said. Yeah, from American Idol.
The winner.
The big fat black dude. And I said, how'd he look? And he goes, you look pretty good.
He looked good. Like, I looked at him, and I didn't see a lot of... He didn't look thinner.
Who's eating the cocoa?
It's Benji.
Oh, Benji, come on, dude, with the smorgasbord. Here I am. If you don't hear me, if you don't hear from me, you can smell
You
me.
smell me.
You either got my cocoa or my turkey with mustard.
Dude, can you slow down for a couple of minutes?
Yeah. He's got two of them, no less.
Oh, my God. It's like a chocolate
What
factory.
cocoa
In
what?
case he runs out.
I mean, I never saw a guy with more food going in and out.
2 cocos.
Mostly in.
No, but the chocolate. I mean, the chocolate smell's making me mental.
That's got to be your 5th cocoa.
What is it? Cocoa he drinks? Hot cocoa?
Yeah.
Isn't that fattening?
No, it's probably no fat. Here's what Benji does. Benji will get onto something that's no fat, and then just buy 50 of them.
Yeah, but there's still calories.
Right.
He doesn't understand.
And
That's
if you drink
10,000.
500, you're just as bad off as if you drank a one with sugar.
Can we do a no? I don't mind if you drink hot cocoa, but not in here.
Okay.
Because it's wafting, and it's like very hard for me to concentrate. I'm hungry now.
He does pick food with extreme smells, Benji.
Benji, can't you sit in the other room and write stuff for the show? I mean, do you really need to be in here?
Yeah.
No, you don't. It's just you're up to too many annoying things. It's so much smoother when you're not in the room.
All right.
I just think it's funny that you've had this conversation so many times, and I would think that...
Well, he likes it. In some way, it gets some airtime.
I would think
I
he would just...
didn't make a chocolate with
Chocolate.
coffee to get your attention.
Yeah, well, it certainly smells that way. We can't ignore it. Anyway, so I'm going to try and continue, but I'm so hungry. I'm going to friggin' take that hot chocolate and throw it out a window.
So Ruben looked... I thought he looked good. He looked like he was sort of in shape.
Wow.
But
well,
not
he did
thin.
start some kind of a diet and health program.
Looks like it's working.
Said you were on the plane, too, with Carson Daly?
So Carson Daly.
Yeah, what's his deal?
He's just, he got the sunglasses on and a hat on. He was out for some comedy thing. With
Big giant sunglasses?
Yeah, big sunglasses. He was out for something with Jimmy Kimmel. I can't remember, some comedy show or something.
Wow.
But then I went to go to the bathroom, and I saw this really hot chick sitting in the front row.
And with the dog?
With her dog, yeah. And it was a weird dog, too. It was like a little hairy dog, like a chihuahua, but with a lot of hair.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Hey, how you doing?" So I looked behind me, because I'm sure she's talking to another guy. She goes, "You don't remember me, do you?" And I go, "No, I'm sorry." She goes, "We did Hollywood Squares together." And then I remembered it's the girl from 8 Simple Rules About Dating My Daughter, Kaylee Cuoco.
Oh, yeah.
Kaylee Cuoco.
Is she the hot daughter?
Yes, she is.
I don't know her.
Well, you never watched the show.
No. She looks real hot.
I remember Gilbert and I were like salivating over her at Hollywood Squares. We were, I remember Gilbert goes, "Oh my God, look at her."
Kaylee Cuoco. That's like, you got to be hot with a name like that.
I watched the show when Spade took over a couple times, and I think she's smoking.
She
that
is.
chick. Yeah.
And then so when I got home, the first thing I did was I went to IMDb to see how old she was, because in my mind I thought, oh, she sort of likes me, and I found out she'll be 20 in November.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
she was with her mom.
She was the teenage daughter.
I'd do her.
She looks older on the show.
Yeah, she looks older. If she looked young, I would enjoy her.
I think she likes you.
Yeah?
She always seems to be, seem to be positive about you.
I'll give her the hot beef.
In fact, I think she even mentioned to me, I sort of heard her say something like, "Oh, maybe I'll call in. Maybe I can call in this week or something."
Well, I wonder what she would feel like.
Oh, my
She's
God.
19.
Oh, stop.
Not long.
What a terrible thing to say.
Well, it's true, though.
She's adorable, man.
Yeah? Kaylee Cuoco?
Kaylee Cuoco.
Yeah. Kaylee, I'm cuckoo for Cuoco.
Yeah.
Gary, talk about Beetlejuice.
Can I give you a 10-second setup, Howard, and then
Yeah.
on Monday I'll tell you what happened?
Right.
The thing that I'm upset about is that I'm in a car with Beetlejuice for like over 300 miles this weekend. There's a whole bunch of places we have to go, and I found out that Beetlejuice wears a diaper, and he goes in his pants, and he doesn't tell you when he went. So I said, I don't know if I really want to spend 2 hours in a car with a guy that
Goes in his
pants.
Right.
So I'm trying to get out of that.
But Sal brings a diaper bag, right?
Sal's in charge of Beetlejuice. It doesn't make anything extra for it. So like Sal has to go, Beetle, did you go? And then Beetle denies it. And then Sal has to look in his pants to see if he went. And then change his diaper.
Does Beetle let you open his pants?
No, you can smell it.
Yeah, but how do you change them?
I put him in the hotel room, I turn on the tub, and I shut the door. And I leave it be. And
He'll take care of the cleanup.
You trust him to turn off the tub?
he does turn off the tub. He cleans out the tub, but everything goes in the tub.
Oh,
And then what do you do with it?
man.
I don't do anything. I don't share the room. I put him in the tub, and I walk
All I know
away.
is
Housekeeping has a turd in the.
I think it dissolves in. He must turn on the hot water or something.
Makes
I
you
don't
feel
know.
good about checking into hotels.
this is what I heard.
man.
The last time they were out,
Oh, man.
Beetle just didn't have the diaper on. Somebody forgot to put the diaper on. An accident occurred,
In an
and they had
elevator.
to send, like, somebody's girlfriend had to go to Kmart to the kids section to buy all new clothes. Like,
Oh,
there was no extra clothes. They pay, Howard.
Does he get embarrassed when he does that?
No, he's clueless. And you know, here's the funny thing. He was in the car with Bob Levy last week, and he did it in the car. And Bob rolled down the window and started gagging.
See, this is what I'm not looking
And
for.
Beetlejuice says to Bob, "What's your problem?" He goes, "What's your problem, pal?"
But see, I'll tell you right now.
And Bob's
Yeah,
gagging out the window.
that's no way to drive.
See, I swear to God, Howard, I'll get out in the middle. We're going to Palm Springs. I will get out in the middle of the desert and call a car. I swear to I will
I'd say
not.
call the car before you
You're
have
probably
to do
right.
that.
Sal,
Yeah.
you can't change him in the car?
Oh, no.
No.
That's disgusting.
I mean, between Gary's breath and Beetle's ass, I don't know what. I'm the one who's suffering.
jerk. So that's
Did
it.
Beetlejuice always wear a diaper?
Apparently.
Evidently, we didn't know.
Oh.
How did you get in charge of his diapers?
I have to, we do shows together, so.
But Sean doesn't go and do all
No.
that?
And I feel, you got to take care of him.
Howard,
It's Beetlejuice.
Do you know what Beetlejuice's day was like today? Apparently, they leave him on a corner in New Brunswick with a bag where Bob Levy picks him up. I said, anybody could go by and say, "Oh, Bob Levy, get in the car."
Yeah.
Bob Levy picks him up, and then him and Sal are with him on the plane. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's not like...
Leave him on a
You
corner.
think he's going with you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
So they're all going to be on the plane together.
Let me ask you something. You don't think you can train Beetlejuice to go on the toilet?
I don't know,
Does he
man.
pee in the diaper too?
Everything, the works.
Wow.
Dude, it's like being next to a walking porta potty.
Wow.
Like an outhouse.
And it must reek. I mean, that's
That's
a.
an adult.
I said, even my child has, like at 3 or 2, my child has the ability to tell me that
See,
he
I
went.
just think he's being lazy.
I think maybe he was never taught.
Yeah, he could be taught. You guys could teach him how to go.
Well, it's a little late, don't you
I don't think so, Howard. I really don't.
he could be shamed into
He
it.
doesn't even know he's black. He thinks he's Italian. I mean, he doesn't. I'm telling you.
He's
I'm not,
black?
You always see color, don't you, Sal?
He thinks that Sal the stockbroker and the guy that babysits him, Sal, are 2 different people.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like, he thinks the guy that's in here is Sal the stockbroker. That guy he knows. And then there's a guy, Sal, that babysits him, but he doesn't know they're the same guy.
Yeah.
He thinks you're a different guy.
When I see him at the show, he's like, "Hey, man, what you?" And over here, he's like, "Yeah, totally different person. Has no idea." I said, "Beetle, don't you remember we were spying?" He goes, "No, that wasn't you."
Wow.
Yeah, he totally.
Because he doesn't like the babysitter.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man, but it's really strange. But
Does he try to get away from you?
no, he's great with me. He feels really comfortable with me.
Yeah, I don't.
Can you two sit and watch a TV show and not have to speak?
Yeah. The only thing is
I believe that.
It's soothing.
breath is the absolute. I mean, like flies could come out.
Does
of
he
that
ever
mouth.
brush that tooth?
Well, that's all right.
No, nothing.
But do you see what's going on here? I mean, the whole thing. And
Why are you going?
It's me, Sal.
Well, why are you doing it? Why don't you be a gentleman and rent a car and go?
Well, that's probably what I'm going to do. That's
Yeah, I
didn't
wouldn't go
re-
in
But
that
I didn't
car.
realize any of this till the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought I was on a different flight. I thought that, like,
You were on a flight with Beetlejuice and Sal?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my.
And then I found out. But here's what, Howard. I found out. This is the worst part of it. We're doing this thing in Palm Springs on.
What if Beat goes in his pants on the plane?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not involved in
That's
that.
what I'm saying, Howard. We're doing a thing in Palm Springs on Saturday night, right? It's a 2.5-hour ride to the airport from Palm Springs to Los Angeles Airport. 2.5 hours. Me, Sal, Beetlejuice in a car for 2.5 hours.
Don't do it.
I'm not gonna.
Rent a car and go.
That's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna rent the car for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
What about me?
You're in charge
you
of him.
have to take care of it.
I didn't make that deal. You did.
I'm the Mother Teresa of black retarded midgets. I mean,
I haven't figured out why Sal babysits him. He doesn't get paid.
Because it helps his gait.
Yeah, I mean, Sean helps me out with, he combines us together on gigs, and I help out Beetlejuice.
Is it worth it?
It's not that bad. I mean, if he stinks, you throw. So far, I haven't been in a position where he did a duty in a limo or on a plane.
But it could happen.
Yeah,
But he does it in the car.
Yeah.
You got a long trip out to L.A.
That's what I'm worried about.
How long is that plane trip?
Usually 6 hours.
6 hours.
You're going to have to change his diaper.
I don't think I could, dude. It's going to be bad.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, then have the stewardess do it.
Yeah, can you see? They'll have to lay him in the middle of the aisle.
Yeah, you should dress him up like a baby. Stick him on a changing table.
Are you first-class tickets? Are they first-class tickets?
No.
I'd rather sit next to a guy with a turban and big shoes than Beetlejuice on the plane. Man.
I'd rather sit next to a guy with a box cutter.
Right.
And I'm totally pretending I don't know you guys when you start the scene of whatever it is that...
Oh, Mr. High and Mighty.
I'm sorry.
Big shot.
I did not sign up.
I love how Gary...
Baba Big Shot.
I did not sign up for that.
Gary's a big shot because he doesn't want to change a guy's diaper.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Gary. Stop being full of yourself.
Howard,
When did you get so high and mighty?
from
Mr. Big Shot.
From L.A. tomorrow morning, right, to the appear. We're doing a sit and sleep in Norco. That's 70 miles. From there, it's another 80 miles to the casino, and then like 200 miles back. So
And poor Beetlejuice has got to go through all this?
he doesn't know where he's going.
He's not
Signing to him.
embarrassed.
No, but he can't hold out that long. That's what I'm saying.
Well, he's not going to. He's going to go in his diaper.
Right now, he's on a corner in New Brunswick going in his diaper.
Where do you get the diapers from, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if Sean
They
hasn't
pack
packed,
them?
well, if Sean hasn't packed enough, that's a whole other thing.
You want Bob? I was going to call you Bob Abley. Bob over there. So Bob tells me to call Sean. He goes, make sure he packs extra diapers.
I'm serious.
I had to get Sean.
Am I nuts to
It
say?
was so embarrassing. I called up Sean. He goes, hey, Sal, what's going on? I go, do me a favor. Gary wants you to pack extra diapers.
Is that wrong?
There was like a pause. He's like, what? I go,
Of course, you know what the funny part is? Sean can say whatever he wants. He's not going.
I know.
Am I wrong to feel a little odd about the whole situation?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's Sal's doing that Beetlejuice is coming.
Right.
You just are going out for an appearance.
Exactly.
You
I had no idea that I had no idea that the Beetlejuice thing was like.
Yeah, now you're part of
I
that.
didn't know that I was part of the circus.
Right.
Do you know what diaper it is they use if Beetlejuice should run out?
Was it Huggies?
they're bigger than my kids, I can tell you that. I think it depends for midgets. I don't know what they are.
They probably are.
But when he
Pull us.
I mean, Beetlejuice is a midget. He's not a baby.
High Pitch was in the car behind us. He wasn't even in the car.
You said it was High Pitch? And High Pitch was in the car behind
Behind us in Boston. Levy's throwing up out the window.
I'm renting a car. But you know what? I said, what am I thinking? I'm renting a car.
Of course you are. Who would be in a car with that?
That's crazy.
Are you going to sit in the back with Beetlejuice?
At one point, this is the other thing. Sal thinks that I'm being Mr. High and Mighty. I said, well, you got to put Beetlejuice in front. Forget about even the going in your pants. Forget if that doesn't even happen. You know, he gets on these jags where he doesn't even know who I am, and then he what is he doing here? Starts yelling at me. You know, tell me to go F myself, and I'm like, they could be in a car for hours getting yelled at by him. What am I going to do?
This trip is going to cost you $600.
Oh, man.
Oh, what a nightmare.
Oh yeah, that's a punchline to the whole thing. I just got my tax return yesterday. I'm working for free this weekend. It's all going to my taxes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I know.
So like, I was all excited about doing this, and
Now it's for nothing.
it's for Beetlejuice now.
Yeah. I don't know, but that's really bad. I mean,
I didn't realize he was diaper trained.
I got to tell you, I didn't know any of this till about a week ago.
how many diapers does he go through a day? Do you know?
I have no clue.
I mean, you don't check him. I mean, because he could be wet. He might not have
No, I would
Why
never
don't you guys
touch him.
just sit him on a toilet every 2 hours like a dog?
He must be full of seriously. He
You know
must
what I mean? Like you take your dog for a walk.
Yeah.
Or give him a litter box.
Oh, God.
Seriously.
He must be full of rashes. Because if you go in your diaper and you
And
don't
you
change
sit
it,
there,
you sit
yeah.
there. You
And
get
it's
these,
an adult.
get these gross rashes and stuff.
Yeah, can you imagine? Do you have to put the Decident ointment on?
I mean, again, I don't want to get too graphic, but how does he, like, you say you just stick him in a bathroom?
Yeah.
And he can clean himself and get new clothes
But what do you
on.
think he does?
Yeah,
I'm sure it's not a great job.
What happens to the diaper?
That's what I think happens. I think that he was in a situation where he took the bath and forgot to put the diaper on. and he
Yeah, but what does he do with the dirty diaper?
Yeah.
I don't go in there, Howard. You hear? I turn on the toilet.
What does the hotel say?
I don't
my
know.
goodness.
And he goes in no. We go in the non-smoking rooms. As soon as he gets in, he lights up. As soon as he walks in, he's got.
He can smoke. He can learn to go to the bathroom.
in his pants and he's smoking.
Well, I do that. I go into a non-smoking room.
You know what? There should be a law.
Smoke.
If you can't go into a toilet,
You can't smoke.
You can't smoke.
But Howard, he can get a cigarette out of a pack and work a lighter or matches. Certainly, he can figure out how to go to the bathroom.
Of course he could.
He's addicted to nicotine.
He's lazy.
Yeah, they just don't make him go to the bathroom.
You know what? Tell him to get a cigarette after he sits on a toilet and goes to the bathroom.
Yeah, no more diapers for him.
Well, we'll say no cigarettes until you go in the toilet.
There you go.
That's right.
That's it, Sal. Start taking the initiative.
And if you mess your diaper, you don't get
Yeah.
a cigarette.
You don't get to eat. I'll cut off your oxygen if you're making your pants again. How's that?
And how about asking for another $50 for doing it?
Daddy understands.
Oh, man. It's bad.
Man. That's all this weekend. Were you guys appearing? I might go.
Tonight we're in L.A. Tomorrow afternoon we're at the Sit and Sleep in Norco. And then we're at the Morongo
The
Casino.
Morongo Casino tomorrow.
Because when he does those appearances, a lot of times he's in costume. He ain't wearing a diaper.
No, he's in a diaper, dude.
You know?
He gets on stage in his shorts and his T-shirt, and he does his thing.
Howard, I had no idea any of this was going on. I just happened to hear Sal say, yeah, I got to make sure I'm packed enough diapers. And I said, why? I did not know this was going on.
Well, you know, Beetlejuice will get upset if you tell him he's wearing a diaper.
Yeah, I know. I've confronted him on
Yeah,
it. And then he starts yelling at you.
I feel bad with that.
He's embarrassed enough about it that he could probably learn to be
Fine.
toilet trained.
Yeah, I mean, he knew what he did in Levy's car when he said to Levy, "What's your problem?"
My favorite is after our trip to Vegas last year, Levy called my answering machine with Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice got on and said, "Hey, Artie, you're a mess."
Yeah, you're in for some weekend.
And then Jim Florentine's with us, and Jim's always pulling pranks, and he's farting next to Beetlejuice. We went to Wendy's.
I had no idea that this was going to be like this.
Yeah. What are you going to do with the appearance? You have no routine.
No, I got a routine now.
Oh, yeah?
What do you mean?
Bob Levy wrote me some jokes.
Give me a joke.
I don't remember. I haven't looked them over yet.
How many minutes do you do?
Like 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. But the guy got something. And, I paid Bob. And, he
Oh,
wrote
you
me-
did?
Yeah. I would be unfair to just take free jokes.
Wow.
What is the lineup this week?
It's me, Sal,
Jim Florentine.
Jim Florentine, Bob Levy, and Beetlejuice. And
So
I
you're
don't
going to walk out on stage and do 2 minutes?
Yeah.
You got to tape that.
It might
2 minutes? What'd you pay him for 2 minutes? What's 2 jokes?
No, he wrote me like I don't know, 10
Okay,
jokes.
I'm Gary, and
There's a couple of jokes about Sal.
Well, it's got to
me
be
and
maybe
Sal.
5 minutes then.
Well, someone told me in Vegas, Beetlejuice went to the bathroom on the stage.
That's what I heard.
When we were there, yeah.
He did. No, we talked
Yeah,
about
that's what I'm
that.
talking about in Vegas.
We talked about that. Yeah.
What are you going to do on that flight today if Beetlejuice goes in his diaper?
I don't know, man.
Like the first hour
I
in.
might just go to the bathroom and sit in the bathroom. It's
Are you going to sit next to him? Do you have to?
That's the problem with me. Like I'm the last guy on the totem pole, so it's like Levy calls me. You're sitting next to him. I'm not putting up with this anymore. I had to drive this guy and puke out the. So I'm like, I say okay. I mean, what am I going to do?
You better hope it's just 2 people in a row, not 3.
The one
Because
time
imagine like some lady sitting next to
that
Beetlejuice,
poor person.
and he goes in his diaper. You better say to him, hold it in.
it's bad, Howard.
Tell him no
Wait a second.
cigarettes.
Would you take him to the bathroom right before the flight and put him on a toilet and say go?
No,
Because you should.
I direct him to the bathroom. I
But
wouldn't.
he's got a diaper on. What is he going to do about that?
How does he deal for 6 hours?
I think he fell in the toilet once and he'll never go on it again.
He had a bad experience.
How does he deal 6 hours on a plane without a cigarette?
I don't know, but it's so funny. Non-smoking's everywhere. Beetle just lights up. He puts on American Bandstand.
Like he can read.
I walk in the room. He's like in his diaper, smoking a cigarette, watching American Bandstand.
It's like Baby Finster.
Oh, no.
He's the one he's doing watching Bandstand.
Learning the new dance moves. The Watusi.
He's like, I like the show, man. I like it.
I like it. in his diaper.
What does he like about it? I like the people dancing.
I like that the people don't wear diapers.
He's got cigarettes in his orange soda bottle. That's his ashtray.
Jeez,
Aren't you guys afraid he's going to burn down the hotel?
That's what I think.
Me too.
I have thought about that, but he's pretty good.
So wait a second. What are the sleeping arrangements?
He sleeps in his room.
His own room.
Yeah. No.
And you guys just
I'm
shut the
usually
door.
next door.
But wait a second. You guys put him in a room, and you trust that he won't get up in the middle of the night and walk out, that he won't burn down a room,
right?
And anything else.
He goes in the room. He turns on the heat to 100.
Oh, Christ.
He takes off his clothes to his diaper. He lights up a cigarette. And the bottle with the cigarettes in is right next to the no smoking thing. And he puts on American Bandstand.
He's going to burn something down.
And then when it's showtime, I knock. When it's time for the big show, I knock on his door.
Oh, God.
And I say, Beat, you got 10 minutes.
Get in a clean diaper.
That's exactly what happens. I don't
you think it's weird that he's like never left the room at night? Don't you think that he could just wander?
He does sometimes.
He wandered off the last show we did in Connecticut. He did? We found him by a hot dog stand.
Oh, my God.
He cursed me out because I was interrupting him as he was eating a hot dog.
Does he have money?
Yeah, he's got like 10 singles in his wallet to buy like orange soda and
I think we
cigarettes.
lost him in Philly once. He did a show with us in Philly a few years ago, and he wandered.
He disappeared after the show. Florentine's in the parking lot. Levy's in the bathroom. I'm outside. We find him 3 blocks away, eating a hot dog, rapping with the hot dog guy like nothing's going on, and he starts cursing us out when we say we have to go.
Oh, that's funny.
Howard, you got to take a camera on the road. It's unbelievable.
You should go with it. Where's the camera crew for that? They're busy with every strip club they go to.
Right, they're open in every Scores.
Let's get Doug on that plane.
Yeah, well, get him on there. That I need tape of. These guys, with a strip club, everybody drops everything.
Right.
It's unbelievable. Something good's going on. You can't find a volunteer.
Man.
Lazy bastards.
I absolutely agree with you,
Yeah.
but don't blame me for that. I mean, this is what I'm finding out right now. Like, I would love to do
Well,
this.
check into it. You're a big yenta. Yeah.
I don't know how to get a flight to L.A.
Get a flight to L.A. You don't know how to get a flight to L.A. If I told you Scores was opening in L.A. right now, you'd find a flight.
Jump on JetBlue. Seriously.
Figure it out. You're a producer. Seriously.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll see if we can do this.
Let's
We
put
have
some
an LA
energy.
crew, so maybe someone out there could do it.
Yeah, you don't want to miss this.
Yeah, it
Sounds wild.
interesting.
But they're going to need a producer, Doug.
I don't know why he...
Yeah, Doug doesn't need to be there. Suddenly no one needs to be there. Holy mackerel.
You can always tell it's Beatles' room, too, because the blowers are going on that heater.
I got to get out of here.
That's so crazy.
Oh, man.
Man,
What time's your flight?
2:30.
Now, you've never flown with him before?
I've flown with Beetle, yes, to Vermont. I've flown to Florida, and
But nothing like 6 hours.
not 6 hours. So I'm worried. The one time in Vermont, he didn't his pants, but his breath was so bad.
And you got to sit next to him on the plane.
It was like
that makes sense that his breath would be
Does he
bad.
talk the whole time, too? Is he talkative?
a little bit, but his breath isn't. I can't. It's like bad fish and.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
That's probably his diet.
And does he drink?
Oh,
he drinks. Oh,
Does he drink
man.
on the plane?
Yeah, he drinks. Yeah, on the plane he drinks all day. I can't believe the amount of booze he puts away. He
Wow.
smokes and drinks like a 250-pound animal. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I can't.
What does he drink on the plane?
Probably beers, right?
No, he doesn't drink beer. He drinks alcohol, but I think it's vodka.
So I mean, he's got to be like a racehorse in that diaper.
Yeah, he's just taking it in and letting it out. Doesn't even have
Yeah,
to
I mean,
move.
yeah.
You know, Howard, now that
Sounds
I
like
think
a great
about it,
time.
he never gets up to go to the bathroom ever.
Right.
He doesn't have to.
He just goes.
It's
Can
like
you imagine what's doing in that diaper? Then you get off the plane and you got to take a car ride to the hotel.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
what I'm saying. They need to stop and change that diaper.
You got to find a way to get that diaper off.
Here's the deal. We land at 5:30, right? So now by the time we get in the car, it's 5:45. It's Friday night traffic in L.A. Minimum hour to the hotel.
And now Beetle's ripe.
Right,
I mean,
now Bill's
someone's
right.
got. I mean, seriously. I mean, he's going to get diaper rash or
I'm
worse.
telling you, if he's sitting there in a wet diaper all that time, something's got to be going
Yeah,
on.
we got to get a camera in his diaper.
Diaper cast.
So we can see what's going on in there. Holy mackerel! He's got to pee at least 4 or 5 times during that flight if he's drinking like that.
minimum.
And then he's maybe moving his bowels at some point.
Well, he gets so relaxed, you know. You just go.
We got to go.
But can
we
you-
got to get tickets. Me and you are getting on that
You
plane.
have no idea. I was almost a part of it.
How did you get out of this? You
He found
escaped.
Beetle was going on. He backed out.
Did you?
I'll go by myself. Book me on
Gary,
my
you're
own.
really bumming out.
I am. I just didn't know. I mean, it started
I feel
out,
for Gary.
It started out with Artie's doing a comedy show in April. Can you go? And I said, yeah. Then it started out, well, Artie's not available, but can you go? And I'm like, yeah. Then it started out, we'll get an appearance during the day. It's right near the casino, but it turns out it's like 80 miles from the casino.
Right.
Then it's like, well, hey, Friday night we can get you another gig, but I didn't realize we were in L.A. I didn't realize how far it was to Palm Springs. But I don't even mind the travel, just when you throw the Beetlejuice thing, and it's weird.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Oh, that's going to be something.
Can't wait till Monday.
See, but
now.
you guys are all pretending like he's not going to the bathroom on the plane. He's going.
He's going.
And
Yeah,
you got to
he's
come
going.
up with a plan. I mean, it's just going to be.
See, here's the thing that I haven't understood. All week I've been sort of, uptight about this. And Sal likes laughing and laughing. And
Because he's just, you know what he's doing? He's just putting Beetle on a plane, and he's going to wait till they get to the hotel and throw him in the room and say, go change your diaper.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you got me.
So he's only going to pack 2 diapers.
So they got me, Sal, Beetlejuice, Bob, and Jim Florentine in a limo.
I mean, 4 more irresponsible people you couldn't find.
Because really, during the flight, they should take him in and let him change his
I mean,
diaper.
yeah.
Because it's got to be
I'm not
soaked.
sure Jim Florentine doesn't wear a diaper.
Yeah. Oh, Jim, forget it.
Oh, and Jim has no sympathy. He'll just fart.
Right.
Like he'll add to the stench and laugh. He'll just fart.
I mean, Jim will go up to
No,
him
but there's not one responsible guy there who's going to go, you know what? Beetle's probably uncomfortable. We got to
And you
look into
wonder
this.
why Beetle gets lost.
But Jim's in the airport. He'll go up to the sweetest old lady, go, where's Terminal B12? And as she's replying, you hear,
Well, I don't know. But
It isn't funny when Jim does.
no, it's Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is funny.
All right.
Well, so I'll see you on Monday, and I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
so does this mean Gary gets to sit next to Beetle if we're taping this?
No.
Yes.
All right.
No.
Yeah,
I got to tell you right now. Call me a jerk. I negotiated a better deal. I'm flying in business class. I got Ambien, and I'm passing out. But I know that I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the flight. I know there's gonna be a commotion.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I just know that there's gonna be a commotion, and
There
it's gonna
have
be
been
these
times
guys.
that Beetle has not made it.
Yeah.
He's
there
been
were
thrown off planes.
Maybe I'll get him drunk before the flight.
Gary, you should be a good sport, man. Just sit next to Beetle. Be funny.
But no. What's a good sport? I didn't sign up to be his handler. Whatever you want to call
Somebody's
it.
got to handle you. Bring in the organ grinder.
I love Beetlejuice. I think he's a funny guy. But it doesn't mean I have to spend the next 72 hours with him. Day and night.
Funny. Beetlejuice called. He didn't want to be in the same car with Gary.
You know what? A chimpanzee would be easier. Because, a chimpanzee, you could just change the diaper.
You know what? But I'll tell you something. My cousin had a monkey, and the monkey used to wear a diaper. But the monkey also can't tell you when
Right,
the
but you
diaper's
could at
full.
least, but you could change the
You could
monkey.
So you change the monkey's diaper every 4 or 5 hours.
Beetlejuice gets belligerent if you try to change his diaper.
Right.
Because all you want to do is just have him just pull it off, throw it in the garbage somewhere, and put on a new diaper.
I just don't want to be on that plane under any circumstances. So could you all please alert me whenever and wherever you're
You
going?
got it.
Yeah, please. And Amber Alert.
Yeah, we do not want to be
alert.
with you.
Oh, man. What are you getting paid?
Not much, but it helps. I need it.
Yeah.
It helps. It definitely helps right now. So I got to do what I got to do.
All right.
You know, and he's happy. He's happy with us.
I'm happy with having money.
He's the best. This is Beetle is as bad as can. He knows he's the best.
Wow.
He's big and
It
he's
was just as funny listening to it back.
Oh, yeah.
He knows he's better and he knows he can.
I can't wait to hear what happened once they hit L.A.
And he knows what
Or just getting on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, once they hit the airport.
I got to take a break for... Hey, what's with bleeping the word crap and pee? What's going on?
There were bleeps in there I couldn't understand. I said bathroom once. Room got bleeped.
Yeah, bathroom. I can't wait to get out of here and just go back to doing what we do. Believe it or not, every word they bleep is funny. Like at one point I threw in the word excrement or something. Or, I don't know what, or feces. That's what I put in,
Okay.
feces.
And they bleep that?
Because I know it gets a laugh. They bleeped feces.
Yeah, every reference to that.
Yeah.
Done.
Regardless of whether or not it's offensive. Hey, Pete, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Yeah, I saw Beetlejuice in the Hamptons a couple of years ago, and he was
Take
Dude,
it easy,
dude.
my friend.
All right, I had to bleep him off. F word doesn't fly here. If excrement doesn't fly here, you
If
know
bathroom doesn't get the right.
the F word definitely doesn't get through. All right, let me take a break, and then I'll ask Gary and Sal to come in, and we'll find out what happened over the weekend with Beetlejuice and the appearance, and that'll be fun. Tonight on E, insanely hot Playboy Playmates, Buffy Tyler and Suzanne Stokes. I'm not kidding you. They're insanely hot. And it started off as a real annoying interview because they were just being annoying. And then we told them they were annoying. And then they got topless and we strapped them into the tickle post. And then they weren't so annoying.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah. Buffy Tyler and Suzanne Stokes. Tonight on E. You'll love it.
That's hot.
Yeah. Let me take a break and then because I'm dying to find out what happened.
Yeah, this is like the other part of the story we're dying to hear.
Yeah. All right.
Here's Fred Durst talking about his relationship with Britney Spears.
See, that's the reason I ask these questions. I need to substantiate the story so we can prove her wrong.
I'll tell you right now.
Go ahead.
Girl is a liar.
Oh.
She's a liar.
For sure.
She's a liar.
1,000%.
I believe you.
Strike me dead right now.
I don't think you need to lie about Poontang.
Man, it's unbelievable it's gotten to this point. It's like, that's enough already. You know, whatever happened for a reason, and I did what I did. I believe everything happens for a reason. I have to face the piper, you know what I mean? But that's the way it goes, and that's what happened. And it's just like, she's just too immature and too, I don't know what she's so worried about, man.
The Howard Stern Show. Love blossoms like a flower on the Howard Stern Show.
The show is ruined today now. You're such a jerk.
Hey, Gary, watch yourself carefully, Bal. Do you know what? I can't wait to see you out on the street. He's fired. That's it. He's fired. He's fired. He just called me a jerk. You're fired, Gary. You're fired. You are fired. I want him out of here. Pack your bags and you're fired. Go find a job. Get out of here.
I'll do it.
Get out. Get out before I blow my mind.
Good times.
I just want to get to the bottom of this L.A. trip with Beetlejuice. So what happened? Give it to me the best way you can. And Doug, you went out and covered this actually, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a challenging weekend.
Why?
Exhausting.
Why was it challenging?
Just keeping up with Beetlejuice is quite a challenge. It's never-ending gimmicks and goofs and gags and laughing. It's so much fun.
Well, Beetlejuice was pissed because he was driving in the car with Bob Levy when we were doing that rap on Friday that I just played.
Bob had already picked him up from the corner.
Yeah, so Beetlejuice called in with Bob and was already on fire.
You too. You ain't got you.
Hello?
Howard too. Him too. I don't let for nobody.
They just want to make it better. What's
I don't
wrong?
give a what that makes. I don't give a
Well, what's wrong? What made you
I
mad?
don't give a
Is it Gary?
I'm tired of everybody picking up. I'm tired of it. Tired of all of them.
So Gary, what did Gary?
That piece of
What did Gary do to you?
my fish is monkey ass.
This monkey ass?
I got something for that ass. Just watch. I got something for that ass.
Do you want to sit next to Gary or Sal?
I ain't sitting next to no body.
But you don't sit next to Gary?
Get away from me. You want something to say about me? You ain't out. Everybody.
So you got to do the appearance with Sal and Gary.
Jim, I don't give a about the fans. I don't give a definitely gonna beat somebody's ass.
You're going to beat somebody's ass?
That's right. I ain't got time for it.
Damn.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
You going to be cool with them?
Hell no. I'm cool with no body. Everybody else want to talk about me too?
Wow.
Oh, man.
Was Bob driving with one hand and got the...
Yeah.
He's pretty good. He's ambidextrous. Like he's moving that telephone around. So tell me everything that happened.
As soon as I get to the airport on Friday and Beetlejuice sees me, he starts yelling at me. More of that. See, I'm hearing that for the first time. So
Were you laughing the whole time, Sal?
It was the best. He's yelling at Gary. I told half the story. He's like, "Hey, Dave, how you doing?"
Yeah, he thinks Sal is Dave.
He thinks I'm Dave or Jim.
And who's Dave?
I don't know.
Dave's the guy that handles Beetlejuice.
Wow.
Sal is the guy he's angry with.
Wow.
If he could have found Sal, he would have yelled
Yeah,
at
he
him.
says, when I get to the studio, I'm going to take care of Sal. And he's yelling at Gary the whole time.
So Howard, at one point, we're walking towards the plane, and I'm a good 30 yards in front of Beetlejuice because who wants to hear this crap? And you can hear him. It cuts right through the airport.
Right.
We get over to the
my
gate.
God.
The plane's delayed an hour. Now we're hanging at TGI Fridays, having nachos or whatever. And I watch, like, Beetlejuice, like, he wanders around. But at one point, like, right off the bat, they go, "Where's Beat?"
Well, was he yelling at you the whole time?
No, like, he stopped yelling for a little while. Then we turn around and we realize it's quiet. Where's Beat? No,
Gary's eating nachos.
So
his fingers are full of cheese and salsa, and Gary's just nodding, and Beetle's cursing at him the whole time. So then Gary orders a glass of water, and Beat goes, "You want me to pick that up for you?" Like, he offered to pay for his water.
Right.
So it was so strange.
So we go, "Where's Beetlejuice?" He's gone.
Right.
So Sal goes, "You know, now it's already, I'm involved already. You go that way, I'll go this way." He comes out of the bathroom. Beetle comes out of the bathroom like, "Hey, how you doing, man?" Like, nothing. But he was gone. Like, he could have just walked right out onto Queens Boulevard. Nobody would have known. You know? So then back to waiting for the plane. And then
But Sal doesn't stress like I have to keep my eye on him?
Nobody stresses. I was stressing more than any of them.
See, that's why I couldn't go.
I swear to God.
That's why he can say, "I'll take care of Beetlejuice," because he's really not going to be that involved.
It's no bother.
Yeah.
I love when he disappears.
Howard, there was a great moment this weekend where, I forget what it was, but at one point Sal put his hand on my shoulder and he goes, "All right, listen, we got to get a plan. Here's our plan." And he goes, "Oh, wait a minute. You're not involved. You don't need to be part of the plan." I go, "Exactly."
Why not get one of those leashes for Beetlejuice?
Talked about that. Bob talked about that.
Like a leash?
Yep.
Like they do on little kids.
Right, exactly. But Beetle wouldn't go for that.
No? You asked?
I think Bob said they tried it once.
How'd that asking go?
You just put it on him.
Yeah, how about just putting it on him?
You don't ask your dog if he has to wear a leash. You just put it on him.
But my question is, when did he ditch the diaper?
Oh yeah, what happened with that? So all right. So keep going. You're at the airport.
So now we're waiting to get on the plane, and then Beetlejuice is like,
was he wearing a diaper?
I don't know.
All right.
Beetlejuice is liking me, and then all of a sudden he's not liking me again. So it's more yelling, just yelling. Now I'm trying to have a conversation with Sal. That they're going, "Okay, plane number 128 is going to go." I'm trying to listen to everything, and I hear mother, screaming. And the weird thing is that.
And does everyone in the airport know what's going on?
Well, yeah, and the weird thing is that we have already now ignored him.
Right.
So people are staring at us, not paying attention to him.
And this is just getting on the plane.
We haven't gotten on the plane yet.
Yeah.
So
are you miserable?
It was weird because I actually felt sort of bad that he understood what we were talking about, but it just didn't end.
Right.
It just didn't. I mean, he doesn't stop.
Did he say to you, "I don't wear a diaper"?
I don't wear a diaper. Who the hell are you to talk about me? You guys are crazy. You're like, I don't kick your ass. At one point, he's at TGI Fridays. I just walked away, and I'm 30 yards away. I'm going to F you up, man.
If he had thrown a punch at you, would you have fought back?
No.
What would you do?
I would hold the hand and just stop him.
You figure you could catch the punch and just take it.
Step on him.
By the way, I have never seen a human eat as much as Beetlejuice eats.
Yeah.
It is a non-stop eating frenzy.
I know. I noticed that about him too. He likes to eat a lot.
He buys food non-stop. He eats and eats, and when he's done eating, he eats more.
And what does he eat? Like bad food?
Anything.
Yeah.
Mostly bad food. He bought like one of those gross hot dogs at a stand in the airport. Doritos.
That's
candy.
pretty thin for a guy.
Yeah, he doesn't gain weight.
I mean, Harry, he just eats. We stopped at like an In-N-Out burger in L.A. He had a whole bunch of food, but every time I turned around, he was eating.
Is he farting up a storm?
Well, all I could think of, what goes in must come out.
Yeah.
So then we got on the plane, and I went to the front, and I fell asleep, and I didn't hear a thing during the
Did you
flight.
sit next to him on the plane, Sal?
I sat next to a lady who he was supposed to sit next to. I couldn't let. She was such a sweet lady, and she saw Beetle, and her eyes almost popped out of her head, and she sunk into her chair, and she looked at me like I had to throw her a raft or something,
Right,
a life
like,
preserver, like
save
please,
me.
yeah. And I saw the look of fear in her face. I go, Beetle, you sit there. So I sat him next to some guy, and this poor guy was reading a book. And he was just reading a book, looking down. He never looked up. He refused to look at Beetlejuice. And as soon as Beetlejuice sat down, he started rapping with this guy. He's like, "Hey, man, how you been? What's going on?" Blah, blah, blah. Couldn't understand one word. The guy took the book and put it over his face. And he held it there for the whole flight.
But, now Beetle ate a whole bunch of food and had drinks and stuff before he got on the plane.
Yeah.
Did he get up and go to the bathroom a lot?
Yeah, well, I said, Beat, let's go to the bathroom. He's like, all right, Jim, let's go. So we go to the bathroom.
Right.
Jim, Dave,
Yeah.
what is your name?
I don't know. So we get into the bathroom, and there's a few, and Beetle's like, hey, go in that one, Jim. Go in that stall. I go, no, Beetle, you go in that stall. This is about Beetle. He's like, no. And he goes, I'm okay. I go, no, go ahead. So I have to, kind of coach him and make him
Wait,
feel
this is on the
comfortable.
plane, sir?
No, this is in the, no.
On an airport?
Yeah.
Oh, what
before.
about on the plane, though?
No, on the plane, no.
Did he get up and go at all?
Nope.
And he didn't have a
And
problem.
he didn't have a diaper?
No. I don't know if he did. I think, no, he had a diaper on the plane. Because then when we got to the hotel.
He had to.
He
Yeah.
did.
So
After that,
So Howard,
wear a diaper.
The L.A. station got me a car, right, for the weekend, but not one from the airport.
And Beetle must have been smelling on the plane. How do you let a guy sit next to him, man? That's not fair.
What
you should have traded seats.
But it was the lady. I had to sit next to the lady.
Why?
You should have let the guy and the lady sit next to each other, and you and Beetlejuice sit
never
together.
occurred to me.
You're a stockbroker. You can't do that math.
Yeah,
I can't.
It never occurred to him.
Right.
But you know what's
he
funny?
just
Like
didn't wanna be
Gary's like, he's taking all this crap, and as soon as we get on the plane, he puts his hand on my shoulder, goes, "Hey Sal, you're going that way, and I'm going that way." He's got this big smile on his face.
Oh, imagine I broke Sal's balls for a moment. That's all he does. We'll get to that in a minute. So we get to the airport in L.A. The station got me a car for the whole weekend, but just not from the airport.
And Doug, are you with these guys getting this all on camera?
No. At this point, no.
At the airport, you can't.
First of all, you can't shoot on an airplane or in an airport, or you go to jail.
Oh.
Which,
but Doug didn't get out there till later that night.
And then my flight got delayed hours.
So now it's all of us in a car, right? To go to the hotel. But I said to Sal, again, I'm thinking like when I had a 3-year-old. I said, don't bring him in the car till you take him to the bathroom. Take him to the bathroom at LAX first. Don't bring him in the car.
Right.
So he goes, no. And I'm like, yes.
I didn't want him to go I wanted him to go in the bathroom in the car with Gary next to him.
So we got to the hotel, and everything was fine. Beetle was very quiet. He goes into these weird funks where he doesn't say anything.
Which is fine.
And then just breaks out of them like that.
Right.
Go to the hotel. We all check in. Beetle has his own room. Then we're going to go out to dinner. And so
you're going to take Beetle to dinner?
Well, again, I said, Sal, would you like to go to dinner? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, well, Bob wants to come with us, too. And I go, well, who's going to watch Beetle? He goes, you're right. I'll tell Bob to stay with Beetle. 2 seconds later, all spiffed up, Bob and Beetle are like, where are we going to dinner? So we went to a nice restaurant, a really nice restaurant.
Did Beetle behave?
He behaved. Fine. Sat at the end of the table.
Can he order, or does somebody order?
He can.
He can order. Did he read off the menu?
Well, when I took him to breakfast the next morning, he ordered. I don't know. What did he do that night?
I don't know what he ordered that night.
He looked at eggs. He was looking at the menu. It said Eggs Benedict, and he ordered the hamburger.
Yeah. He reads the menu for 10 minutes.
He stares at it, right? He wants you to believe he's poring over that menu.
He opens up the menu. It's upside down.
And did he order a hamburger?
Yeah,
but he was pointing at Eggs Benedict. He said, I'll have this. It said Eggs Benedict hamburger. Cheeseburger.
But that was a breakfast or dinner? What did
dinner. I think
they had a cheeseburger at a fancy restaurant.
No. See, you get confused.
Breakfast,
these guys are talking about breakfast.
Yeah, dinner. What he did
at the fancy restaurant? I think that somebody ordered for him. We ordered a lot of stuff, but whatever it was, Howard. He was so quiet, you didn't even know he was at the table.
Wow.
I mean, the only thing that you knew, it was weird because every once in a while you looked down the table, there's Beetlejuice.
Right.
But he was very quiet. We go and do our gig that night.
And he ate whatever you ordered for him.
Yeah, he was fine.
Right.
We go and do our gig that night. I'm going to tell you, Sal did one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life.
Do people at the restaurant stare at Beetlejuice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, and does Beetle order a drink at a restaurant?
He drinks nonstop too. So he drinks, beers all the time, just pounding them down.
Right.
So we go to do this appearance. It's like a meet and greet. 40 listeners get to hang out with me and Sal. Was Beetlejuice there?
He was there with the girl who puked. She sucked on his. This girl was there. She was drinking. So she goes, Beetlejuice, and she gives him a hug. I go, hey, give Beetlejuice a kiss. So she's like a little reluctant. 4 drinks later, she's sucking on his tongue.
Wow.
Was
she hot?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Hot.
Sal's one of those. He should really be Sal the instigator.
Well, it's okay. But
a hot chick is sucking face with Beetlejuice?
Yeah. And Howard.
Uh-oh, wait, Beat's on the phone. Hey, Beat. Beetle.
Everybody look at him and say, hey, I got to get away from breast lips.
Hey, Beat, it's Howard.
Yeah.
How was the appearance?
Yeah. I hear you, Howard.
Oh, okay, good. Everything go okay with the appearance?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you were mad at Gary.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, he started in with that diaper
His
stuff.
big lips talking about me. Look at who's he talking to.
Right, yeah. I know what you mean.
But you were wearing a diaper, right?
Me? Do I look like I'm wearing a diaper? No.
Yeah, why are these guys saying you wear a diaper, Beat?
He wears a diaper. Look what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And he got the nerve to talk about me. Look at him. Every time he talking about people, look at him. Look at his lips.
Was it hard to...
his breasts so stink. Everybody just look at him when they red.
Was it hard to go to the... you didn't use the restroom. You didn't use the bathroom on the airplane.
What I did.
What did he say?
I don't need no diapers. Look at him. He needs more than diapers than everybody else needs. Look at him. He needs to wear a diaper.
Right. So when you go on a plane, you hold in your business, and then you wait till you get off the plane to go to the bathroom?
Me? I get off the plane first.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
So he says he held it in, and then when he gets to the hotel, he went to the bathroom.
Well, I went to the bathroom. He the one that's talking junk.
Wait a minute, Sal. Did you have to do your usual routine? Take him to the room, turn on the tub, and
Yep.
I don't need nobody to turn on the tub. I turn on the tub myself. But I ain't no little cat.
Yeah, Sal's saying what he does is that your diaper's full and he puts on a tub and then he
I don't
leaves.
need no diaper.
All right. That's what these guys are saying.
Yeah, they need to wear a diaper. Look who's talking with the big ass lips. And he got the nerve to talk about somebody. Look at him.
See, my point is I know Beat knows how to go to the bathroom.
Of course he does, but I don't know if anybody ever asks him.
Yeah. I think he does. What? Did you see him go in his diaper at all?
I didn't. I heard that, so I was in my own car the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, but you was scared to get in the car with me because you got the nerve to talk about me, you big lip.
I was scared to get in the car with you, right. I heard that from the trip from the appearance at Sit and Sleep to the casino that there might have been some sort of an accident.
Actually, look who's talking. You got the nerve to talk about people. Look at you.
Did you have an accident?
He got the nerve to talk about me. Look at his lips.
Did you have an accident?
Do I have an accident? No way. Never.
I like how Beetle makes the reference, the comparison of Gary's
Never
lips to
did.
going
Never.
into a diaper.
He needs to wear a
That's the
diaper. His big lips.
All right. Hey, Beat, thanks for calling in.
You're welcome.
All right. Good for you, man. Good talking to you. I know I'm going to see you later in the week.
All right, dude.
All right, Beat.
All right.
Later. That's
Later.
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, everybody.
I don't get it. He clearly had a diaper on the plane, Sal, right?
Right,
He
he had
had
a diaper
to.
on the plane.
So
He never
when-
got up. He
when
even said
was-
just
I
now.
would never wear a diaper. He's supposed to be out of his mind.
Pete, you just said you did a number 1 on the plane. You never.
Oh, look who's talking. He didn't need a diaper for number 2, so what is he saying?
All right. Well, yeah, so go ahead.
So we get to the hotel, and I turn on the tub. I go, Beat, just do your thing.
Oh, so you did all that?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But because of what happened on Friday, now he's not participating.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's getting
Well, I
out of
look
my
like I'm
room,
just
shut
straight
off the
look at
tub.
him.
I don't need any help, and
I don't need no help.
Right.
What I think I ain't no little kid. Look at him. He's a kid himself. So what
Listen,
do
no
you
bad
say?
Beat. If you're making your pants, so you get in the tub and you wash it off. That's all.
Hey,
No big deal.
I wash myself up every day. I don't know what is he talking about.
Anybody can have an accident.
Yeah. Robin had an accident in California,
And I
Mexican.
got in the tub. Sal turned on the water, got in the tub.
Yeah, Robin had an accident.
A lot of people have an accident. A lot of people does.
Right.
So they ain't got nothing to do with me.
All right, Beat. All right, hey, I got to go. I'll see you later.
All right.
All right, take it easy, Beat.
Yeah, take it easy.
And go to Beetlejuice's website, too, by the way.
JollyDwarf.com.
JollyDwarf.com, yeah. Yeah.
All right, so
then he's yelling at me and cursing at me. He's like, I'm not putting on no diaper, ain't no kid, F Gary. He's going crazy on Gary, and he storms out of the hotel room, and he leaves the hotel.
Wait, I got tape of Beetle yelling about his diaper. Want to hear it?
yeah.
You too. You ain't.
Wait, that ain't the right one. Hold on. I got it here now.
Yeah, but we got to clean up, Beat.
What was I cleaning up for?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, because Gary says, if you go with...
Gary and everybody else.
All right. So you all cleaned up?
I'm cleaned up.
This is when you're taking him to dinner?
No, this is in the hotel room. I'm getting it because Gary doesn't want to go out with him unless he's cleaned up. I mean, the guy hasn't gone to the bathroom all day. So
All right.
we're in the hotel room, and I'm trying to get the tub going. I'm trying to get him going.
Everybody keep saying I'm cleaning up.
No, we just want to...
Everybody think I'm a kid now? I ain't no kid.
No, it ain't...
Just like everybody else. I ain't no kid.
Well, Gary's afraid that you're going to in your diaper, and if you do that, he's
I
going
don't
to...
wear no diaper. I don't wear no diaper. I don't even wear no baby. I ain't no kid. So I look like I wear diapers?
Drop it.
I don't need no diaper.
Oh, my God. There's no amount of money worth it.
So then he storms out of the hotel. He goes out in the lobby. He tries to take off. We have to stop him.
So what do you do now? Now he's not wearing a diaper, and you took him to dinner?
Yeah.
And he didn't wash?
He went back to his hotel, and I think he shut the door, and he washed himself up by himself. He had to have.
So what does he have? Does he have regular underwear in his suitcase as well?
I tried to look in his bag for the diapers, but he busted me. Because we were really worried. We got back in the limousine, and I go into the bag to see the diapers. And I don't know how it happened, but Beetle got out of the car, and he totally busted me looking for his diapers. He flipped out again.
What's this? Beetle doesn't know where he is?
Oh, that's great. We took him out Saturday morning. We were walking him down Hollywood Boulevard to look at the star, the Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
Just asked him where he was, and he said, I don't know.
How do you feel, Beat?
Yeah, I feel pretty great, man.
Now, as you know, Beetle, we're in Hollywood, California. What state are we in?
I really don't know about this, man. Really.
If you had to guess, what state would you say we're in?
I don't know. Really, I don't know nothing about this, man.
Let me give you a multiple choice. New Jersey, California, or Florida?
It could be Florida.
All right, so he doesn't know where he is.
No, never.
So I took him to breakfast, and Howard, he ordered. Like, he sat down. I mean, he looks at the menu. He can't read it, but he knew he wanted a hamburger. And he didn't cause any commotion. Like, people weren't even looking at him that weird.
Wow.
He ordered. Then we left, and we went to the first appearance. So now, me and Sal and Beetlejuice are sitting at this table in a mattress store.
Right.
And Sal starts at me immediately. I'm signing pictures, and Sal's drawing pictures of me. Right? I'm talking about, like, a head on a horse with big teeth. And I thought to myself, well, certainly he'll get bored with this after the first 3 or 4.
Howard, you get to this thing, and all you see is these 250-pound gorillas with no teeth and goatees and chain wallets, and I didn't even want to look up. I go, man, it was like night of 500 Brian Phalins, you know?
Sal was, like, sort of embarrassed to be there.
Why?
He's like, how do you handle
I wasn't embarrassed.
His whole thing was like, well, what's going to go on here? I go, what's going to go on here is everyone's going to come and make fun of you. People feel when they wait online it's their right to insult you.
Right.
And it's like, oh, my God.
So I figured, let me play it safe. I'm just going to look down and draw as many pictures of Gary as I possibly can.
Sit and sleep crowd ragging on Sal.
Howard, this is 2 feet away from him.
Nice.
Literally 2 feet away from him.
Oh, my God.
Beetle reads stars on Walk of Fame. What's that?
Well, these stars with the celebrity names on them. So the first one said Jerry Lewis, and you'll see what Beetle was trying to read the names on the stars. He didn't know what that star said. Here's another star.
I never heard of it. I never did, dude. I never been in. I never did, dude.
Yeah, but what does this star say?
I don't know.
And what is this shape?
I know it's shaped like a heart. What else, man?
Shaped like what?
It's shaped like a heart, dude.
Like a heart.
You know? Single, you know?
All right, so we're going to read another star. Look at this one. Now, what does that star say?
Howard Stern?
What's that? Yeah.
Howard Stern?
There you go, Howard Stern.
Yeah.
It's Jerry Lewis.
Close enough. What's this, Beetle ragging on Gary some more?
Yeah,
it went on
never ending.
Because it would just, Howard, he would suddenly remember he hated me.
So, Beat, man, what's up with Gary? He went in the other car. Why?
Because he's a bull. He wants some bull with everybody else. He won't call people names. He ain't want nobody calling him names. So
Right.
I don't give a He wouldn't like it because he knows I say things about him. Because his ass so fat. That's why his ass talking about people. Talking about getting the toe. Look at him. His fat ass didn't get the toe. That's why everybody call him fat. Look at his lip. Big lip. Look at him. Talk about it. Look at his teeth. Look at his green in his teeth on it. That's how he talk, like a baby.
Was that me? Was Beetlejuice just imitating me?
Yeah. There.
You did a good job.
Limo Mike, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard. This is funny. I dropped him off that morning at Bob Levy's, the apartment, and he was there. Usually I have time to stop at a hotel, hose him down, get the bottle of Fantastic out, but he was the worst I ever. I called Bob. I said, Bob, it's the worst. He goes, you're kidding me. I said, no.
But what do you think it is? Does he have a load in his pants?
Yeah, he just has little problems sometimes. That's all. But usually I have time to wash them all up and all that. But I had no time at all. I was working, so I was running all around. But that's what I said. I don't get paid enough, man.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Freddie, you're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Howard. Who's in charge of making sure that he cleans himself the right way?
Sal?
Who's checking him? Who's doing the inspection?
No one.
afterwards?
No one.
There's nobody feels pressured to keep an eye. I mean, they keep an eye on him to a degree.
Right.
Like I got up Saturday morning, right? I'm walking around. When I come into the hotel, Beetle's just leaning against the counter. He goes, "You're up early." Nobody else is around. Beetle's out of his room. Could have been anywhere. Making fun of me that I'm up early.
You're up early.
Your worst nightmare.
Coming down for a nice quiet breakfast.
And what do? You just walk away?
Well, yeah, I just try to placate him any way I can.
Right.
You know, I don't want to. I'm not looking to start a fight.
You
with him.
didn't invite him to breakfast?
I did, and I did it. We took him to breakfast.
Right.
And he doesn't stink at breakfast?
Well, no, he doesn't. I'll tell you where it got bad. When we went to do the comedy show, it was a very, very, very tiny backstage area, and I swear it wasn't like a doo-doo smell. It was like a skunk. I said, what the hell's going on? I said, what the hell? So Sal apparently said, that's his breath. So I don't get too close to him.
Horrible.
Oh, my goodness.
But then what happens is once he gets Beetlejuice's way of getting ready for the show, just start pounding down beers.
Right.
So now he's good and liquored up, and I think there's a great clip.
What's wrong with that?
Where he decides to show us that he doesn't wear a diaper.
Oh, no.
See, like, for instance, I know Beetlejuice wears boxers.
Let's see.
And I've also
I got Sal and Beatles bag, Gary's stand-up. I want to hear that. Beatles saying hello, Cleveland.
Keep going.
Beetle yells at Gary. That's it.
Try Beetle yells at Gary. That might be it backstage.
He's yelling at you?
Yeah, this, again, the whole
To
day.
show you that he doesn't wear a diaper?
Yeah.
I heard you're mad at me, but why?
Yeah, but why you gotta say things about me? And what I got
Like
to do
what?
with that? You don't understand, but what I got to do with family?
With what? Pampers?
What they got to do with me?
Do you wear them?
No,
Do you wear a diaper?
no,
So if I pull your pants down right now, there's not a diaper on there.
no.
I pull them down.
Oh, and then he did.
And was there a diaper?
First he pulls his pants down, and there's the boxer shorts that are way too big.
No.
And then he pulled those down to his ankles, and he's standing there naked in front of everybody.
Touching himself.
Touching himself.
Is this on stage or backstage?
No, this is backstage.
Should
You
put
can
that on
tell he's
stage.
had a few drinks, too.
Oh, yeah. More than a few, believe me.
How was your stand-up? How'd that go?
Oh, so funny.
It was
it good?
okay. You know what? Listen, I got to tell you, what you have on that tape is my first and last stand-up.
Oh, no.
'Cause I don't like doing it. I don't want to do it. I'm just, I'm just not doing it anymore.
But you paid for all those jokes.
You know what? I'll take the loss.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
What'd you pay for the jokes?
Bob won't take my money. I tried to give him $300.
All right.
So he won't take my. I'm just sending him
I
a
wouldn't
check.
take his money either after the way he said him.
We were sitting around backstage trying to figure out how did they get the name for this? Morongo. We thought the Indians were sitting around going, we must name this place Morongo. It's actually Morongo, but they didn't finish it. It's Moron Go Home. We have all your money. Bob Levy helped me write these jokes. You might have heard on the air. Bob Levy helped me write these jokes. So I tried to pay the guy, and he wouldn't take any money. So I wanted to give him a gift. I said, hey, here's 4 courtside seats for the Lakers. And he goes, what? I thought I did you a favor.
Hey, that wasn't bad. Come on, man.
Thank you very much. So you guys all heard on the air, I flew in with Sal the Stockbroker, Bob Levy, Beetlejuice. What a circus at the airport. I'm telling you. We were walking down, everybody thought it was a cast of Cirque du Soleil. We had the midgets and everybody.
I like it.
This is good.
I'm enjoying it.
I've just been waiting all weekend to be hammered.
I'm liking it. Is it you memorize this and everything, huh?
No, you know what's really funny? The guys that from E, they were doing the tape this morning, and they go, you weren't bad, but we noticed every time you finish a joke, you take a drink.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was Bob told me I wrote out all like little bullet points on a piece of paper and I put my beer on top of it. So I finish a joke, take a drink, and see what the next joke was.
So what do you guys think of Sal on the show so far? How do you think he's doing? He's a good guy, but I'll tell you, having Sal on the show, it's like having a chick on the show. He cries like a chick. He wears makeup like a chick. That guy wears more makeup than a burn victim.
I don't know, man. I'm liking it.
Good, Gary.
Oh, thank you.
Hold on, I'm going. And what's with the whole "let me stay in your room, love me, daddy" thing? Right, that guy, he's more high maintenance than Star Jones at an all-you-can-eat buffet. And what about Richard Christie? You like Richard Christie? I love him, but man, is he a pervert or what? The only one that knows more about porn than him is his.
Is this what?
I can't say it.
His, you know what?
Yeah.
Oh.
His friend, his little friend.
Oh. Can't say that.
That thing's been beat more times than Tommy Lee's drum. I'm working on it. Thank you very much. I'm working on it. You got to wonder about a guy who keeps a squeegee on top of his computer and paper towels by the nightstand. So I don't know if you guys know, I quit smoking. It's been 3 months now. The good thing about it is I'm not smoking anymore. I'm healthy. The bad thing about it now is I put on a little bit of weight. You might have noticed I put on a little bit of weight. So I'm getting these weird phone calls, these weird phone messages. Nice hole, you fat bastard, die. So finally, I had to call the guys from Trim Spot. Say, stop calling me at home. Thank you very much. We got a great show for you tonight. We got a lot of good guys.
Wow.
Good, Gary.
Not bad. I liked it.
They were with you.
Yeah, no, they were with. That was the first show.
Yeah, I didn't think you did that bad. Gary was bumming out. He's like, it was bad. I don't think it was that bad.
I'm not used to doing that on stage. So the second show, had a couple of beers. The audience wasn't as with me. I just started cutting out jokes like crazy.
No. You gotta.
You don't have any faith in yourself.
I don't have
thought
any.
He was pretty good.
When he was saying he couldn't do that, I remembered back to the roast on the Channel 9 show.
Yeah, you were good.
Gary was great on that roast.
Yeah.
Well, you won't see much more of that out of me because you know what? It makes me want to vomit. It really does. And Sal makes fun of me. Like, I'd rather be at Sit and Sleep having people make fun of me than
do that.
No.
Well, you could totally do 20 minutes. You could tell,
Yeah,
I mean,
you can do it.
Absolutely.
You can do it.
And certainly, if you wanted to be an MC, you do,
Right.
a few jokes between acts, you would be good.
Gary was so nervous backstage. He was like having palpitations. His whole mouth was dried up, and
Well,
he
it's
was
'cause he
losing
never
his
did it
voice.
before.
Yeah, he was
Pacing.
losing his voice.
So can I just tell you one funny thing that happened this weekend that Sal did? Sal's really, you're so off the map. So we go to this party on Friday night, and Ron Jeremy's there.
Right.
The porn guy.
Right.
So he's just a nice guy. He's hanging out. Sal's talking to him, and he's being really nice to Sal. So at one point, these two hot chicks from Boston see Ron, and they want to take a picture with him.
Right.
So they sit on his lap. They get ready to take the picture. Sal drops his pants. They're on steps. So Sal's 2 steps above. Sal drops his pants and gives him a Roman. Ron didn't know what happened. Howard, afterwards, he was traumatized. He came to me and he goes, "You know what? I've been in porn for 30 years. I don't think I've ever had that on my head before."
This is a guy who's done every disgusting thing you could ever do.
He turns around and goes, "What was that?" I go, "My nuts." You son of a bitch.
He was really weirded out by it.
Well, yeah. You gave the guy a Roman. You mean you just walked up to him and threw a Roman?
Ron Jeremy. I told him he would.
Anybody got that picture?
We do that. We're going to get it.
You got to put that up on HowardStern.com.
I was so embarrassed.
It was so funny.
5 minutes later,
You double teaming him.
yeah, she passes out on a booth. So I go where her face is, Levy goes where her butt is, and we're taking pictures, high-fiving each other as we were
I gotta
raping
see
her.
these.
Oh, geez.
But the girl who made out with Beetlejuice,
That's her.
5 minutes later,
We pick her
she
up.
threw up in the booth. She threw up 10 feet from the booth. She threw up right outside the bathroom.
Wow.
All over the place.
All over the place.
Puke
Cleared
everywhere.
that place out like nobody's business.
Jesus, what a weekend.
And we're in the car then afterwards. We're in the car.
Did you
with-
go home with these guys?
No, I went home by myself. But when we were going from the Sit and Sleep to the casino, I get a call on the cell phone. Doug goes, "Open your window." Out my window, Beetle just hanging out the window, give me the middle finger, yelling at me.
Pete did a drive-by flip-off to Gary.
Right.
It was funny. There's so much stuff, so much hijinks in the car. So,
Yeah,
like,
so, go ahead.
we just Beetle is, we called it sleep paranoia. So Beetle's exhausted. You can clearly see he
Well,
just.
tell him why. Well, this is what happened. The ride, Howard. Was
I think I had enough Beetlejuice.
Well, this is pretty funny. The ride was so long, there was nothing to do. So we started ripping up paper and putting it on Beetlejuice's head, So as he's falling asleep, the paper's floating over his face. And then he wakes up, and there's paper all over the place. So then he passes out again. And the second time he falls asleep.
Does he get pissed off?
No, he's okay. He just shakes his head like, what's going on? The second time he falls asleep, we cut out 2 little pieces of paper, like 2 big teeth, and we stick it to his lips, and he looks like a walrus.
Hey, you take pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
It's all on
videotaped this.
Here's another weird thing that
Wait, hold on. The funny thing is when he wakes up, he doesn't even feel it. He bites down on them, and the teeth are hanging out in between his lips. And he still doesn't get it.
And then every time he falls asleep, Sal's putting like a feather in his nose.
Then
and
I put a feather in his
like
nose.
freaking out.
Well, no wonder he can't sleep.
Poor guy. We're driving.
Yeah, why can't he sleep?
We're going to the hotel. Tell him about the sleep paranoia then.
Oh yeah. So then this was the next morning. So next morning he's absolutely exhausted. You can tell he's dozing off every 2 seconds. So as soon as he falls asleep, he just catches himself and he wakes up and he's like eyes as wide as possible. It's
As
Sal,
soon
like,
as his eyes shut, Howard, it's like somebody jolted him with a cattle prod, and he looks
Because
right at
every
me.
time this guy falls asleep, I think there's somebody doing something.
You know what? See, we got it on tape. When he wakes up, it's like somebody just hit him in the rectum. I don't know.
I did learn one weird thing about Beetlejuice this
You got
weekend
that
as
on
well.
tape?
Yeah. I told you this is good. We get to the airport. He's so paranoid now. We get to the airport. And the security goes, oh, special needs.
He was looking at Gary.
So Beetle goes, I don't need anything special.
Are you killing me?
So Beetle, he thinks everything's a joke now. So he's like, I don't need anything special. I go, no, Beat, that means we get to pass the line, you know? So we pass the line. We're going through the metal detector. And the lady goes, take off your shoes, please. He goes, take off my shoes. You take off your shoes.
So this is more. So then we get to the gate. And then the woman's like, Sal goes, we're special needs. And she goes, oh, do you need a wheelchair? Beetle looks at her. He goes, I don't need no effing wheelchair.
He goes, wheelchair? I don't need no wheelchair. I'm like, no, Beat. So whatever is said to him, he's convinced.
It's a goof. The only thing bad about the story is that we can't shoot in an airport. It's so much
we
funny
couldn't shoot
stuff.
any of this stuff. The airport was the best. This was so funny.
So what about when he gets
a
to the
security
gate?
guard? Security guard shakes his hand. He's like, Beat, how are you? Big fan. He's like, hey, man, how are you? How's everything going? He's like, good. He goes, so where you going? And Beat goes, I don't know.
Where you coming from? I don't know.
No idea.
I'm special needs.
Yeah, special needs.
By the way, Beetle was really angry at the appearance at the sit and sleep.
Oh,
He
yeah.
wouldn't talk to anybody.
Why?
He was just in one of those moods. So people
Yeah.
were like, "You want to take a picture? Can I take a picture?" He goes, "I don't care what the f you do." But it was like it's almost like he was like a wooden Indian.
Yeah.
People would just go Sal would go, "Just take a picture, quick, just do it. Just don't even ask." But I learned one weird thing about Beetlejuice this week. And Sal pointed this out right off the bat. Beetlejuice has tears that come out. He tears a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about. They just come out for no good reason.
For no good reason. He's got a lot to cry about.
And then they dry on his face in a weird way. And it's like halfway through the day, it looks like war paint. It's all over his face. And dries.
It's like white bat wings under my face.
It's very odd.
Sounds like you had a good weekend.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad.
Wasn't as
Two more
bad
quick
as you
things.
thought it would be.
First of all, Sal's like a really horny guy, happily married but horny guy.
Oh.
So there was these two girls backstage that were just absolutely gorgeous,
Oh, yeah.
and they were, it looks like they were very friendly. So Sal got them to make out. It was one of the most incredible
Make-out.
Did you
lesbian
get that on
kisses.
tape?
Oh my
We got to
God.
run that on the
It
E
was
show.
unbelievable.
It wasn't making out. It was tongue sucking.
It was unreal.
I mean, they couldn't.
And they were hot?
Unbelievable.
Sal just is, he can't do anything wrong because he's married. So he's just going to engineer everything he can that isn't cheating.
Yeah.
So you see these two girls making out, and you hear in the background, like, oh.
Oh, he's making noises?
He's pushing heads together. I was watching the whole thing.
They love it. These girls.
And nobody got it on with these chicks?
No.
Nobody's single, huh?
Everybody's
Do we know
married.
about?
Everyone's married.
Oh, and then you got to see Beetle dance, Howard.
Yeah, can he dance?
He looks like one of those
Beetle got it on with the
African
chick.
voodoo witch doctors when he dances. His head bobbles and he shakes his hands like he's a marionette.
Right.
And he's dancing with all these girls at the after party. So I get behind him and I try to grind with Beetlejuice, and he pushes me, and there's a stool behind me, and I do a backflip. I fall right all over myself. It was awful.
Get that on tape?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
I gotta see the Beetle dance.
Yeah, nothing funny than watching Beetlejuice dance right in front of NBA Hall of Famer James Worthy.
Oh, get out of here.
That was great.
What was he doing there?
He was hanging out at the after party.
You were grinding into his diaper?
Yeah.
Joey Buttafuoco was there.
I tried tickling him.
Oh, that's a whole other thing. Bob Levy did a routine. He attacked Joey Buttafuoco. Joey Buttafuoco's brother looks like he has a wet Brillo pad on his head.
That's
it's the crazy. I can't even explain it in words. What
So it
his hair
sounds like
looked
you guys had a lot of fun.
What if you had some girl there? He was trying to get the girl to make out with Beetlejuice. It was a whole scene.
Right. Well.
So when you go back on the plane, did anybody try to get Beetle back into a diaper? Or
No. That's it. We're going home. We're in the clear.
I gotta say, for my money, standing from afar, I don't mean this as a cut against you guys, but you guys don't really seem to care that much about
we
him.
do. We keep it on.
I was more worried at times.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. If you worry like you do or I do, we couldn't be with Beetlejuice for the weekend. They can because they don't worry.
Howard, Sunday morning we get up, we say, Beetle, we're going to...
Yeah. Richard shot the funniest video. They were, I don't know where they were. I think they were in Kansas or something doing shows. Him in the Hack Pack. And I don't know who goes and does these shows. I guess it's Levy, Richard, Sal. They bring Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice is always in tow for some reason.
And Richard just follows Beetlejuice around the whole weekend with a camera and doesn't interfere with Beetlejuice's life. And they're in the hotel. He sends this to me over the weekend. I'm watching it. They're in the hotel. Beetlejuice is in the hallway. He wants to get back into his room, except he's on the wrong floor. He has one of those, there's no more keys, there's those cards. He's swiping the card thing, but he's got the magnetic strip on backwards.
Right.
So he's like swiping it to the room.
Yeah.
But even if it was the right room, he couldn't get in because he's not putting the metal strip through.
How does he function?
Then he's banging on the door yelling that Bob Levy ought to let him in the room. Meanwhile, he's completely on the wrong floor.
Oh, no.
It was like 1 in the morning, too.
But it's fun. You have to really see the video, and I think we're going to put it up on Howard TV. But you got to hear, it's just funny to hear Beetlejuice freaking out and Richard laughing at him and not helping.
He's like a documentarian. He's not going to get involved.
Yeah, it was like watching a wild animal. I didn't interfere.
But don't you get nervous that he's knocking on some stranger's doors?
No, I figured he would do it if I wasn't there. I just want to leave him to live his life, and I won't bother him.
Does he notice a man with a camera behind him?
It doesn't bother him, I guess. Yeah.
And when he's swiping the thing, he's retarded. But so when he's swiping the thing and he's not using the metal strip, you would want to tell him, look, dude, you got to.
No, because I knew it wouldn't help because it was the wrong room anyway. And finally, after a while, because they
people open the door?
No, they called security. So we finally, you could hear them in there freaking out, wondering what to do.
Do you think they look through the keyhole?
Yeah, I imagine the horror of looking through the keyhole.
And you see Beetlejuice, he's like...
How can you see Beetlejuice through the keyhole? He doesn't come up that high.
Well, when he steps back, I guess.
The guy's probably saying to his wife, you know how, when you look through the keyhole, it's distorted, the image? The image is so distorted, it makes this guy look like he's got a funny-shaped head. You got to come look at this.
It shrinks him.
Or maybe Beetlejuice looks normal in that.
Beetlejuice doesn't come up to the keyhole. He sees nothing.
And now he has, no teeth, so it's even scarier.
Maybe with the distorted thing, he looks like Denzel Washington.
But and Richard's just staring there laughing.
Motherfucker.
What happened?
Then you took my room, yo. I don't know who the fuck you think you are.
He's yelling at some guy in a room, a guy and his wife. I don't know who the fuck you think you are.
Yeah, he thinks it's
Bob Levy.
He thinks Bob Levy's in his room messing with him, yeah.
Clearly you're not at a Ritz-Carlton either.
No.
Nobody gonna take me out of my room, dude. Serious. Don't start to get fucking pissed, dude. Took me out of my room. Who the fuck are this guy that did? Open this fucking door, dude. I know you're trying to go. I don't know who the fuck you are trying to take me out of my room. I know who the fuck you think you are. My room's right here, dude. Right next to Bob Levy. My room's right here. Don't try to say, I know you in there. You fucking with me? You're that serious, dude. I know you in there. Don't try to bullshit.
And they didn't call security for a while.
And they didn't open the door either. They were that afraid.
No, you could hear him talking.
Richard heard him talking to them.
Huddled up in the room, like, what do we do?
Like, you could literally...
There's a little black midget outside.
Right on the...
An angry black midget is kicking in our door.
Right on the other side of the door, you could hear him.
When security comes, are they mad at you? Because they know you could have stopped it.
Or did you guys
we took off.
Or
they
you
kind of
present yourself as the famous documentarian Richard Christie.
But I mean,
wonder, how does Beetle ever find his room?
Like, what does the security guy say to you?
I just said, there's a misunderstanding. He's on the wrong floor. And they were like, okay, we know now.
Just terrorized.
Yeah. And even when he got to his real room, his card was still backwards. And finally, I helped him, and he got into his real room.
There's a man with a head the size of an olive outside my door attacking me.
See, but you're not being true to your art. Like, what he would have not been able to get in, so you had to stay with him.
On the floor in front of his room.
No, he kept threatening to get on a bus and leave.
He wanted to leave,
so let it happen. Let it happen.
That would be a real documentary.
Get on the bus with him.
I believe he's in there. I know he's in there. I'm not fucking stupid.
I hear voices.
Yeah, I heard you in there talking about leaving to kick me out. I heard you. I know you were in there. I'm trying to kick me out of the room. Oh, now you're in my room trying to kick me out? Oh, that's the way it is? That's how he is?
You want to go to the front desk?
No, I'm going to fucking leave right now. I'm leaving right now. I'm taking the fucking bus home.
Let me try to keep.
I'm taking the bus home.
Where were you?
Woonsocket, Rhode Island.
So the bus could have taken
Then
him.
they go down to the pool and they put Beetlejuice in the pool, you know, with a big American flag bathing suit.
I went to Target with him to buy his bathing suit. That was an experience.
He's got a big beach ball and he's jumping in that pool. The horrified look on his people's faces.
His body is it gets funnier and funnier looking because his gut is so huge
He's
now.
heavy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's let himself go.
Do you put floaties on him? He can't swim.
We gave him a beach ball to hold on to.
Yeah, he jumps in the pool with a beach ball, but he doesn't let go of it.
And the water's 4 foot deep, and he still can't touch. And Yucko said it looked like a black lab swimming around in the pool.
No. Oh, my goodness.
So Yucko's with you, too?
Yeah.
My God.
Who was there? You, Levy, Yucko?
Shuley.
Yeah, I saw Shuley in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Looks like a concentration camp victim going his way to a bath. Shuley looks like those Jewish guys that they liberated from the concentration camp.
He looks like he was just found.
Yeah, like, oh my God, thank you, officers. I was 1 day away from being shoved in the oven.
Shuley's list.
Shuley's list.
Yeah, Shirley looks like he's being bulldozed into a mass grave.
Dude, I'm not dead yet.
No one gives a shit.
This one's alive over here.
Good.
This Jew's alive.
Betty's a Jew.
Shalom, don't bury me.
All right, Richard, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I got to take a break. We'll be... John Lieberman, what do you have for us from the Howard 100 Newsroom?
Well, all eyes are on Ronnie the limo driver's Twitter account after he claims his account was compromised over the weekend. It started when a tweet saying, quote, "If I poop a boob, I'm going to feel really thirsty," came from Ronnie's official Twitter account. Ronnie claims he didn't send it. We do know.
Ronnie wouldn't even be that witty.
We do know it came from his official account over the weekend while he was out west performing a couple of block party dates.
Is it possible somebody took his phone and tweeted from it?
It is possible that happened, though he claims he always had the phone in his possession.
You're totally full of shit.
Whoa, whoa.
Well, what what is it?
Because you're already yelling. You're not even through the door and you're yelling.
Yeah, let's hear what you
don't
have
know
to
what
say.
you're talking about.
What, you have no voice, Ronnie?
Yeah, it's from all that traveling, man.
This fucking guy, I mean,
listen to you.
he's got a full appearance schedule, and I said to him...
Is he busy every weekend?
Well, he's not only busy every weekend, but he's got to stay up till like 2 in the morning for these gigs that he's doing, and now he's got no fucking voice.
I'm all right.
No, you're not. You're sick.
I'm not sick.
Of course you are.
I just don't have a voice.
No, and you're sick.
No, I'm not sick.
All right, what do you want to say about this?
I know what happened.
Yeah, now you sound annoying on the air.
Why?
It's a different voice.
Because your voice is annoying when you're sick.
I'm not sick.
All right, what do you want to say to John? Go ahead.
I know what happened.
What happened on your Twitter account?
Somebody tweeted through my account. I know who did it, and I know how it happened.
Who did it?
I can't say.
Oh,
why? Why can't you say?
I can't say.
Elephant Ship Part 2 here. You
Too
can't
bad.
say.
Sorry.
Wait, Ronnie, how did you find out who did it?
Because I know who did it.
Oh, it's somebody you know.
Yeah, I know who did it.
They didn't hack your account. They have your password.
At first, I thought they hacked my account because I didn't know at the time. I found out yesterday.
So it's someone who has your account information.
Exactly.
So it's either your girlfriend, Stephanie. Who else would have your account information?
Somebody had my information.
Was it Stephanie?
And somebody put out, it wasn't even, they misspelled it. It was supposed to be, instead of pooped, it was supposed to be popped.
If I pop a boob, what was this?
It's something to do with implants or something like that.
The quote that came out was, "If I poop a boob, I'm going to feel really
it was
thirsty."
Supposed to be pop the boob.
But you regularly make spelling and grammatical mistakes on your Twitter.
Oh, tell me about it. It's the funniest thing ever.
Understood, dude. But
so
I
one
told you
would expect that this could come from you.
Why won't you say who it was?
I told you yesterday. I told Shuley on Saturday when it happened, who right away, Shuley ran to my room. This happened when we were in Portland.
Right.
I was asleep when this came out, and I had no clue it was on Twitter.
Why?
JD texts me like at 6 o'clock at night, which is 9 o'clock here.
Explain your thought process. Why won't you tell us who did it? Like, but who cares?
Right, exactly. Who
but
cares?
why won't you say who was tweeting
I
from your
can't
account?
say.
Why?
I can't.
Somebody has your login
but
and
tell
password?
me why you can't say it.
I just can't say it.
Why?
I can't.
But why can't you say it?
Because I don't want to.
Why don't you want to?
Because I don't want to.
So fucking retarded.
I don't want to.
Is it because...
Was it another girl who you're cheating on your girlfriend with?
Stop it.
So then what are you fucking afraid of?
I'm just... Well, how would you be compromised by telling?
I just don't want to... I don't want to tell.
Was it your son?
No.
He doesn't have your
I don't
Twitter
know.
account.
I don't know. I don't know who it was.
Somebody has your password?
Maybe.
Well, of course they do.
Well, I know. I mean, I could speculate who has your password.
You can't speculate
Go ahead,
anything.
speculate.
Well, Zena's buddy girl runs a lot of the hot chick of the week.
Oh, so it was Zena's buddy girl.
No, it wasn't.
Sure it was.
No, it wasn't.
Because she tweets for you sometimes, doesn't she?
No, never.
She did one morning when we were here.
She did?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Was it your daughter-in-law?
No. I just
Was
don't-
it Anthony Weiner? I mean, who was it?
I just don't understand why you give your password to somebody else. You have
Listen to
130,000
me.
followers.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
I told you I don't want to tell you.
Why?
Okay?
I'm just asking you why you give...
Because you fucking annoy me.
Why won't you tell him? What
I'm
is
not
the big
telling
fucking
him.
deal?
I don't want to tell him.
Why do you give your password
You're being
to
a
other
douche.
people?
I don't want to tell him.
Why?
Because I don't.
Why don't you want to tell him?
Because I just don't feel like.
I'm not
telling.
asking you who did it. I'm saying why don't you?
It's my.
Like, why is it so sensitive?
Douche. No, it's my happiness not to tell him.
This is like grumpy
you're
old
just
men.
not telling
There you go.
John?
Exactly.
You can tell Howard.
I'm not telling
Listen,
him
John
on the air.
leaving, I'll
I
know.
won't tell him on the air. I'll tell him off the air, but I
None.
won't tell him. Because right away he runs to me with this story yesterday. It's like some big deal. Him and Shuley.
It isn't a big deal. It's
I know
interesting.
it's not a. It's not a big
Who
deal.
tweeted for you? It's not that it's a big deal. We just want to know who tweeted for
When
you.
dozens of listeners come to us and say, what the hell's going on with Ronnie's Twitter, it's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, why
That's
do you
what
want?
we're here for.
No listeners
Don't you want to
came
clear it
you.
up?
Listen.
How do you think John found out about it? He's following your Twitter?
How it started?
Yeah.
Shuley started putting it out there Saturday night.
Okay, so finish the story. You're telling a story.
There's nothing to tell.
Who did it?
I don't know.
Why are you being so goddamn weird?
I don't know.
All right, goodbye.
All right, thank you.
Goodbye.
Wow.
Oh, fucking weirdo. Get out of here. And don't use this show anymore. And don't use my audience anymore.
Get out of here.
Don't use this audience for your fucking purposes.
Get out of
You
here.
don't know who fucking hacked your account. What are you, a man or a mouse?
Fuck you.
Right. I can't believe this. I'd rather talk to Benji. I mean, how annoying.
What was that all about?
Because you know what? He has no reason for not telling
No, I
anyone.
just don't want to.
Yeah. Let's stop being interested in his life. We'll watch all his opportunities dry up. And Benji. What do you say? Come in here with all clammed up over something stupid like that.
I don't get it.
Just wasted 5 minutes of your time.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
appears.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
I know. Martin, you're on the air in Tacoma.
Good morning, King.
Good morning.
I was just going to give you a little wrap-up of the Seattle show. Ronnie was on fire there, too.
That's why he lost his voice. He yells on stage. He yells the entire time on stage. And then he shows up here, and he's got that annoying voice. How the hell anyone could make that sound and have a voice is beyond me.
Yeah!
I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Yeah, he invaded both Shuley and Yucko's set. He commandeered the mic, refused to give it back. But overall, he was tame compared to Scott. This guy heckled the first guy that came out on stage. From the stage, he's heckling one of the comedians.
Yeah, well, Scott the engineer, Ronnie, Shuley.
They want you to know they're there. It's their block party.
That's their block party. They're doing their thing.
Yeah, but it was a hell of a great time, and
Good.
I really appreciate it.
That's what Ronnie told me. He tells me these block parties are very
Everybody
successful.
has a good time.
Scott, what's the
guy
matter?
is totally lying. Ronnie didn't interrupt any comedian set, and I wasn't heckling anybody.
Right.
That's total bullshit.
That would almost be too creative for you to heckle
Yeah, really.
somebody.
You know me.
Right.
I play sound effects.
Scott says you're full of shit.
Jason, no, you kept telling Jason, absolutely, Jason was the first guy out. He said, time's up, oh my God, you suck, and then
I never, ever said that.
Pulling him off stage.
Never, ever.
Well, he says you did it, and it seems to make him happy.
Shuley
Shuley,
will tell you.
did Scott heckle any of the comedians? Did anything like that happen?
I don't think Scott was heckling the comedians. These guys, they're not professional hosts, let's say. So the intros wouldn't be the intros wouldn't be like they are at a comedy club.
What are you
let's
talking
say.
about?
Meanwhile, can I just say something?
Yeah.
This guy takes Twitter so fucking seriously.
No, Howard.
It totally ruined his whole night.
This guy, you talk about Twitter. That's all he does.
No, Ronnie thinks.
We're in the air, dude. We're riding from Seattle to Portland. He's in the back of the fucking car on the Twitter.
Sure.
Hey, you should have heard what was on there. You should have heard what this guy said about last night.
And pictures too.
Then we get to the airport. The same thing. Oh, you should have heard what this guy said. He was ragging
but
on
Ronnie,
me.
Shuli makes a point. You're way wrapped up into your Twitter account. I mean,
Not like him.
Yeah, but you're way wrapped up in it,
Right.
and you're acting like what happened to you was no big deal.
First of all,
I could just picture you freaking out that somebody hacked into your account.
No, I wasn't.
Was he, Shuli?
Dude,
Howard, I played an interview. I put together a story yesterday.
No, I was telling him to leave me alone.
He was.
He was so mad. He's like, "Stop! Don't talk to me. I don't want to talk about this." And I go, "Ronnie, if somebody hacked into your account, what did they accomplish by putting this tweet out?
Right.
It makes no sense. They hacked into your account, and this is what they do with it.
Right.
I don't want to talk. I know you're up to something. I know you're doing.
Oh, he blamed you.
Well, all I'm doing on Twitter, by the way, because I'm sitting behind these two in a van heading to the gigs and stuff, so I just take different pictures of them from behind,
Well,
like
how
their heads,
stupid is that?
their hair, and I just post them on
Yeah.
Twitter.
And then
I
people
watched
love them.
that.
No.
People love them.
I'm going to follow Shuli. How do I follow you?
Shalom Shuli on Twitter.
Stupid ass Shuli on Shalom.
Wait, Ronnie fell asleep 3 times on the ride from Seattle to Portland.
Right.
I downloaded an air horn app on my phone.
Yeah.
I woke him up 3 times, and then the 4th time, we slammed on the brakes and started screaming like we were about to crash, and he woke up. He woke up, called us cocksuckers, and went right back to
Well,
sleep.
he's right. The guy's trying to catch a couple of seats.
Fucking cocksuckers.
Why do you got to bust his ball?
Gig he's about.
It's a comedy tour. This is what happens.
Oh, there he is sleeping. Look at that. Is that the picture you tweeted?
Oh, I posted about 15 pictures. I took a picture of him looking at his phone at the restaurant,
Right.
and somebody tweeted that it looks like their grandfather trying to work a remote
I
control.
wasn't
Like his
even
glasses
tweeting, you
were up.
stupid
And he's
ass.
like,
He's trying to read the menu.
he's looking at his phone.
Oh, he looks like 2001 when they see the monolith.
This guy thinks every time you're looking at your phone, you're tweeting. I wasn't tweeting. I was actually answering an email.
So why are you acting like with the John Lieberman story, like it was no big deal?
Breaking his balls.
Yeah, but I mean, that is a big deal when somebody starts tweeting from your account.
It was a
right?
mistake.
Oh, with somebody you know who?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But you were freaking out, I'm sure. I would be.
Look, I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Okay.
I was fast asleep.
Right.
Before we were going to do the Saturday night show.
Right.
We got to Portland. I went to take a nap. I get a text from JD saying, "What's this tweet all about?" I go, "What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about."
Right.
So then I go and I look on Twitter. I don't see anything.
Right.
Then I go downstairs to the lobby. We're going to leave.
Yeah.
It's so fucking stupid.
It really is stupid.
I go downstairs, and this one right away with the microphone. He's got the
It was
big
my
tape
job.
recorder,
Right.
the microphone.
Doing his gig.
He's going, "So what happened?" I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "This tweet that went out." I go, "I have no idea. It's not me. I was asleep." and he's hammering me and hammering me and hammering me. "Well, what do you think?" And then he gets the other guy involved, John Toll. He goes, "So what do you think, John? Does he think, what do you think of this tweet?" "Oh, it's got to be his because it says it came from his account."
He says I hammered him. I asked him twice.
Ronnie loves his Twitter.
I asked him twice, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
"Dude, not right now. Leave me alone,
Well,
dude."
give Ronnie a whole life.
bothered.
Like, remember when he got the offer for his television show because he thinks because of Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he brings people on stage. He's like, "Hey, you follow me on Twitter?"
And he yells at him.
Yelling
We're
at
making
him.
him a hot chicken. We're doing a hot chicken a week contest.
Let me tell you something. This guy has the power.
Right.
I've never seen
Tell
somebody.
him what happened with the guy with
Did
his
you listen to
girlfriend.
the tape of him at that porno?
Oh my God!
The porno
AVNs?
convention, the
That
AVN
is-
Awards. We
Let's
sent
see what
Ronnie.
you got, baby!
We let Ronnie interview the girls.
at the AVN Awards?
Yeah.
And he's like flirting with them, and
No,
he's
I
a whole.
wasn't.
You're a whole character.
Dude, I was doing the questions you told me to do.
No, I know. It's just funny. I got to play that for you. I'm going to play that for you today.
Okay.
Ronnie at the AVN Awards.
I didn't know Ronnie had
you'll
gone
like
to
that.
the AVN Awards.
And it was
you'll like
Stephanie, okay?
It was Stephanie. That's what I thought. Who else would have your Twitter account?
I mean, and meanwhile, Scott, literally, like, you make jokes about this black cloud. It is so real.
What do you mean?
It is unbelievable.
Oh, you gotta tell him what happened.
So I leave here work Friday after Jay Thomas show in the morning, and Scott and I are driving to Ronnie's. We get to Scott's car. It's a light drizzle outside. The second keys are put in his hand for his car, a downpour, a monsoon of rain. The entire time, there was literally a black cloud following over our head. And we get to Ronnie's house. We get in this cab. And I tell Ronnie, he doesn't even know this, but I tell Ronnie that the cab driver doesn't want anybody sitting up front.
Right.
Just so all three of us, will be packed in the back.
Yeah.
This is what I got to deal with.
Yeah.
So all three of us are going to the airport. My hand's touching his leg and shit and everything. We get to the airport. Scott goes to buy a bottle of water.
Wait, what about the car?
Oh, the car was a piece
The
of shit.
windshield wipers were flying off the car. The woman couldn't see where she was going.
And
That's
he's
my fault.
Scott is.
That's my fault.
Right.
And he's super driver. He's like, "Are you sure you can see out of that side?" Like he's getting involved in her job now.
Yeah.
We get to the airport. He goes to buy a bottle of water. I'm not lying.
Scott.
Scott goes to buy a bottle. The register breaks. Stops her.
They had to close down the store.
They had to close the store. She couldn't ring anybody up.
Oh, my God.
And I tweeted it out, and everybody on my Twitter goes, "Dude, change your flight right now. Do not get on that."
Do you usually fly with him?
This is my first time flying with these guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you start to get freaked out that all this shit was happening?
I got a little nervous. I'm like, dude, this is
Scott,
really
does this
happening.
go on all the time?
No, of course not.
I mean, my God, you get in a car, a pouring, torrential downpour. You get in a cab, the cab breaks, the windshield wipers break. You go to the fucking pay for some water, and the fucking cash register closes the whole store down. It's crazy.
It's nuts.
His mother told him, "There's a black cloud over your head." When he was a little boy, she told him.
Well, we made it to Seattle fine. It was.
Yeah, well, okay.
One of my highlights this weekend was the sound check in Seattle that we did. And Scott comes down to make sure that there's stuff that's compatible with his DJ equipment.
Right.
And so he tells the sound guy, he says, so where do I plug it at? And the sound guy goes, what are you running off of? And Scott pulls out his cell phone.
There we go.
Yeah, there's my DJ.
I put a lot of effort into this.
Then he couldn't get his phone froze up on him.
Yeah, phone was breaking.
He had to take the battery out and reboot the phone.
My DJ's on the phone with Verizon. Give us a few minutes.
Can you hear me now?
And all day long, they just are waiting for me to
What would
prank
be a
them.
typical device that a DJ or sound guy would use? Not his phone.
A laptop.
A laptop.
Yeah,
something.
CD player?
Right.
Turntables?
Nobody
something?
uses CD players anymore.
You make enough money. Get
Nobody
a
uses a
laptop.
phone,
Laptops.
Scott.
Well, I mean, what can you do from your phone?
I do what I have to do,
does
what I need to
everything.
do. I do everything. I play music. I play whatever I need to play. I could do exactly. I have a mixer on the phone.
You know what he doesn't do, Howard? He doesn't turn his ringer off on his phone.
That's right.
I called
He called
it
him
in the middle of the show. They were doing a big dance contest on stage, and I wonder if his phone will work if I call it. I'm so bored, so I call the phone. Sure enough, the music stops, dead stop, and you hear, and he has like the old phone ring, so it's ringing through the PA
So
system.
professional.
Yeah, really.
And what does he do? A professional DJ? He picks it up.
Right.
He answers it.
This must be important.
The phone rang. I had to pick it up.
something very urgent.
And I go, Scott, turn off your ringer, you idiot. And he's turning around yelling at Scott. And it's just chaos.
What a horrible show.
Oh, it's the greatest
It's going
show
to be the
ever.
most unprofessional, worst
It
show
is, but
ever.
everybody loved it.
Everyone
we
loves
sold out both
Yeah, they
shows,
love it
man.
because you guys are retarded.
Yeah, well,
Whatever.
I mean, come on.
that's what we do.
We'll take it.
Hey, Howard.
Crazy, yeah.
And Scott chooses the music. So there's a room full of 30 to 40-year-old guys. He chooses Cher, Do You Believe in Love?
Well, why would I do
Well,
that,
Ronnie likes
douchebag?
that.
That's for Ronnie. Hey, listen up,
Hey,
asshole.
dude, you were the first one to walk up probably and take a picture with us, too.
I love you, Ronnie. I really do. I appreciate dinner and everything.
This is Ronnie. This is Martin, that guy Martin who almost died coming up to our green room. This
Oh,
guy
my
Martin
God.
is
Yeah,
like
the guy who went to
400
the big
pounds.
Yeah, the guy who went to the hamburger place with us?
Yeah. You follow the fat guy to hamburger
So when
place.
you go to one of your shows, it's like the audience becomes part of your family. They go to buy hamburgers with you afterwards.
Oh, my God. We came back to the hotel.
You know, you guys remind me of like country stars because the country stars used to let them come to your house. Like
Yeah, they
Dolly
have that
Parton.
open house thing.
Dolly Parton, right in her backyard, had a fucking Adventureland type setup.
We hang out with everyone.
Dolly would.
No.
What about Ronnie would?
We hang out.
We hang out with everyone. This guy, I've never seen a guy,
What do you mean?
the first one out the door in everything.
Right.
We land in JFK. We're in the back of the
We're
plane.
26, row 26.
Scott's in the aisle, jacket on, bag on his shoulder. He's ready to get out of.
And the roller suitcase
And
in the
the roller
aisle.
And where's he in a rush to get to?
Nowhere.
Right,
No-
he has to wait for you guys.
The show ends. Everybody goes, "Where's Scott?"
Right.
He's back in his room, relaxing. He goes, "We hang out with everybody." You hang out with nobody.
Yeah.
Now, who do you hang out with?
You go out with Shuli. Everything is a joke, though, you know.
Right.
They take me to a gay bar after the show.
I'm glad I missed that.
Ronnie's drunk. All these fans are in the lobby. He's like, "We're going drinking," and our promoter Sequoia goes, "Listen, I have a gay bar set up. It's around the corner. We're taking him to a gay bar." And like 40 people were in on it. No one said a word.
Ronnie, when did you realize it was gay?
When I walked in.
Some guy banged
Some
me.
guy tried to kiss me.
Wow.
I walked
Did
with
you guys tape that?
Dude, we had to have...
Is that going to be on Howard TV?
Well, no, Howard TV never came.
They didn't go?
No.
They never came to this one.
In Portland, some guy tried to kiss me at the show.
Right.
They threw him out of the place.
Right. All right.
Well, that's your sexual power, Ronnie. Goes
Ronnie.
both ways.
Yeah, okay.
I will say
He
this.
loves meeting guys and girls.
He brought up these girls. He's asking girls to come up on stage to do Hot Chick of the Night. So this one girl stands up. She's like 6 foot tall, huge tits. And her boyfriend, you can see, he grabs her arm. He's like, "Hey, don't go up there." And it's not like Ronnie's saying, "We're going to give you money." He just asked for people to come up. The woman keeps going up. The boyfriend stands up right before the stage. He puts his arm on her. He says, "If you go up there, I'm fucking leaving."
Right.
He left.
This is how powerful he is. She looks at him. She goes, "Bye," and walks up on stage.
And then she took her top off?
Well, no, they did
She
some...
didn't have to because her top was like 90% open.
She was wearing
She
like
had
a
one of
dinner
those
napkin.
tops with the hole in the front.
What a shock that a chick who goes out in a dinner napkin wants attention.
And how about the chicks wanting to sign your boobs?
Yeah, there's chicks asking to sign boobs.
I was
and-
drawing funny faces on her nipples and shit. It was really fun.
Wow, Ronnie got power over
I
women,
tell
doesn't he?
you.
Wait till you hear him at the AVN Awards. You'll see. I'll play that for you later. All right, boys.
We got.
Let's see what you got.
What do you have? Oh, little Steven's here?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll take a break, and then we'll go talk to
We're going to
Little
be in
Steven.
Hartford and Stanford. Ronnie Block.
Ronnie won't be.
Ronnie won't
What did
be,
he
but
just say?
The
Ronnie
Ronnie
will be
Block
with
party will
Howard.
be in Hartford and Stanford.
See how articulate he is? Wait till he hits the stage.
Yeah, really.
awful at
It's even
everything.
better.
So who's going to be at the Ronnie Block party in Hartford?
JD is hosting.
JD's hosting?
JD is filling in for Ronnie.
Oh, you're kidding.
Everybody, let's have a great time.
He didn't want to do it, but I convinced him.
You convinced him to do it. Yeah.
He's doing me a favor.
I've never offered somebody this amount of money and seen him so miserable about doing a gig.
How much does he get paid for that? A lot of
He's
money.
getting a
right?
good amount. He's getting a very
couple of
good
grand?
amount. Yeah.
Wow.
And he didn't want to do it.
No, he's doing it, but I mean, you
No,
know,
he didn't
JD,
want it.
he's-
He didn't want to do it.
That's crazy.
He said, as a friend, he'll
He's
help
really
me out.
anxious about the appearance. That's what I'm hearing.
And I told him, I said, dude, you don't have to tell jokes or just be you. Just go up there and be you. And
Yeah. Are
He
you freaking
he
out?
doesn't know we got other plans from afterwards too.
What are you going to do with him?
For other gigs.
Oh, I see. Well,
We're
hey,
going to force him to make money.
JD.
I'm not.
I understand why you're nervous.
I do too.
I mean, you don't go up in front of crowds.
Yeah,
Neither do Ronnie and Scott.
But
They're
Ronnie,
more fun.
Ronnie's so out of it. He thinks he's got something going on.
But yeah, they love it. They look to do this.
And
I'm
Scott's so money hungry that he knows he has nothing going on, but he'll go up there anyway and just stare at the audience.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna do a hot chick.
But JD has enough self-awareness to know that he's a
He
complete
shouldn't be
fucking.
up there.
He shouldn't be up there. But the problem is, there's a lot of money involved.
Like,
Do you have any kind of game plan for when you hit the stage in Hartford?
I mean, there's a couple little things. I'm not going to do like a stand-up act or anything.
What are you going to do?
There's a story that I've never told about that I'll probably tell.
Home run already. Home
Sounds good
run.
already.
Well, it involves forget it. And
Exactly.
It involves what? So people can look forward to it.
it's a road story with Artie.
Oh, you're going to tell Artie's
yes.
story.
Well, no, it doesn't have Artie in it, but
Right.
it's
Something about maybe when you were in Vegas and Artie got you laid?
No, it involves a girl though. But
see, Howard, the explanation of this story: 10 minutes eaten up right there.
Right. Yeah, but you know he's going to hit the stage and he's going to rush through this story because he's going to be nervous.
Nobody will know what
I told him. I said, look,
it's going to sound like this. There was one time. Remember on the air, I said I was going to tell a story. Okay. Well, I was with Artie. We were with Artie in Vegas.
And then Artie. And then Shuli. Have a good night.
I'll forget it. It's just going to be horrible.
Tip your waiters and waitresses.
So you're going to tell that story. How long is that story?
I don't know.
Do it like Bill Cosby. Let it drone on for hours.
I'm really.
Then I went to the dentist, and the dentist was, oh my God, he's coming at me with a needle.
And then I went to karate school.
JT, just get ready for all the pranks, okay?
I'm not going to prank him. It's fun pranking you guys.
Of course not. No, you're not.
So what are you going to do? You're going to tell that story. How long does that last? Have you figured out how long that lasts?
No, I haven't really done it. I sort of just wrote it down, a little bit. Yeah. And that's really it. Intro people. I'm just worried of disappointing because, like, Ronnie's a maniac, and I'm afraid people are going to come.
So why don't you try to yell like Ronnie? Go,
I can.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about it.
Do that.
Yeah.
Let's some fucking horse.
Wait a minute. Didn't I changed my whole routine this weekend. Right or wrong?
No, you did.
I got up there, I started telling like Black Cloud stories, all that kind of bullshit.
So you were talking like a stand-up more. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very
But then I get into my routine a little bit.
But then when he goes to introduce a comic, he's like, I don't know who this guy is. I think he's funny.
I didn't say that.
I swear you did. I swear. I'm not lying. You did.
That's makes a comic feel real good.
Oh, yeah.
Way to sell it.
And jump in that hole I just dug for you.
Who did I say that about?
JD, why don't you just recite like a Chris?
Liar.
Why don't you recite a Chris Rock bit?
I thought about that, but no, I can't. I'm not.
That whole thing, books are like kryptonite.
No, I'm not a stand-up.
Books are like kryptonite to black people.
Books are like
so you put inside the book and never find it. Here's another comedian back then.
Wow.
Hello, Hartford. Oh, this is Stanford. Hello, Stanford.
I told him, I said, don't put any pressure on yourself. I'm not looking for you to
too
eat
late.
up a bunch of time.
I already put pressure on myself.
But I said, just be a traffic cop up there. Just move the show along. We got plenty of comics. We'll eat up the time, and it'll be a good job.
Yeah.
That's all I
Tell
plan.
the story about with Artie.
It involves a girl, but
a girl, and the girl, and she had big titty.
And then he called her, and then she came to the room, and I blew my load, and then I chased her out.
But I didn't. I blew my load on the sheets.
And I watched TV, and then I jerked off my T-shirt, and then I left the T-shirt.
You see this?
Yeah.
This is how it is at the show.
And then Scott just stares.
It's like
Scott contributes nothing.
We just got a glimpse of the show.
It's like Howard.
Why does that?
I'm just letting the action flow here. I don't want to interrupt anybody.
You don't want to interrupt the action.
No. This is good stuff. Why would I want to get in the middle of this?
Right.
It's like Ronnie and a totem pole.
So why do you bring Scott? I mean, seriously.
I'm not supposed to say a lot. I play ringing effects. That's what I do.
Scott's like a human totem pole. All right, look.
You hit it on the head.
I got to get ready for little Steven.
Yeah, we got to stop this.
JD, you think you'll get laid at the show? There's always a hot chick who's going to want to bang you.
We'll see.
When they see you on stage, they're going to see you in a whole different light.
No, we'll see about
girls,
that.
I'll meet you after the show.
Meet me by the dumpster.
All right. Scott's good though. He is. He's like an Indian, Indian pole. Whatever they call it.
Cigar store Indian.
Yeah, cigar store.
I'd like to do my impression. He has a little tear coming out the side of his eye.
But you said weeks ago when you saw the footage from Howard TV, you said you're fascinated with him doing nothing.
Nothing. He just stares. And I'm fascinated. Like when we have a problem here at the radio station.
Yeah.
And then everyone's springing into action, and then Scott just stares.
Slow down, Evan.
Or trails behind.
Evan, you're doing too much.
Easy, Evan.
Easy,
Evan. You're gonna give yourself a heart attack.
Good shit this weekend.
Yeah. He just stands there, and like I can imagine watching the show and just staring at Scott.
I'm staring at him. I'm not even focused on what I need to do. I'm just fixated on Scott.
No, like right now we're talking about him behind his back, but he's staring at him.
You wouldn't even know.
Right.
You wouldn't even know.
Fascinating.
So, Ronnie, it was just your classic saline boob joke mix-up. That's what the crux of
it
this
wasn't
all
my
was.
joke, stupid Anderson. How many times do I have to tell you?
In general.
It wasn't me.
In general.
It wasn't me, okay? I admitted who it was. It wasn't me.
So it was you.
And during the whole interview, she was texting me, well, why don't you tell him? What's wrong with you? Why don't you tell him? I was just breaking balls, man. I got everybody riled up. Howard's yelling at me, telling me, don't use my show anymore. He's yelling at me. Why don't you tell me?
And it was just your classic saline boob joke mix-up.
It wasn't mine.
In general.
It wasn't mine.
All right. As long as you didn't poop a boob, everything's okay.
I didn't poop a boob.
Would you like for Scott to invest in something like a laptop to bring on the road, or do you like the fact that he brings a cell phone? It's added to the comedy.
I will say, forget the comedy. I will say that there's no DJ out there today working like my man Scott.
Cutting edge.
Yes, some
Cutting
would say,
edge material, man. It's just nobody does this.
Right.
I'm the only one.
Well, there's a reason why nobody does it, and that's because most DJs can't get phone calls in the middle of their sets on their turntables or laptops.
I'm a very important person. I need to keep my phone on at all times. So.
And I love when he has to reboot his phone. He's got to take the battery out and shit.
You never heard of rebooting a computer either, I guess. I mean, those.
Yeah, of course.
Those
but
crash
it just looks funny to take a battery out of a phone in the middle of a gig to reboot it.
It wasn't the middle of a gig. It was before we started.
I know, but it was just before the show started, and then you were panicking.
This is what it's like on a flight, in the car, in the van, and they wonder
Scott, why not
I take
prepare more?
pictures of
He was
their heads
panicked,
and
man.
tweet it
You got to
out.
see him.
I was busy bowling.
I can't. My phone froze, and he's like panicking, and he's ripping the battery out and putting it back in, and
he's blowing on it like it's a Nintendo game.
Ronnie, why not bring a laptop? Why is he being? Do you think he's being lazy?
No, man, that's not my problem. I only host a show. I don't give a shit.
And that about sums up.
My man is graduated. He is in show business.
Ganji goes, we're gonna be there when Eric hosts the show, and he goes, host? He doesn't host. Maybe co-host.
I'll roll his ass right off the stage.
Now they're interested. Now they fucking want to come to
Ronnie.
Yeah, you throw him
Getting back to what we discussed before.
Yeah.
You came clean. You fessed up. You said.
Well, I was breaking Lieberman's balls.
But you were breaking.
Because I saw him get upset, and the more he got upset, the more I was breaking his balls, and I wouldn't answer.
But then you took it out on me.
I didn't take anything out on you.
You got a little upset with me for asking.
What are you talking about?
You got a little testy with me.
No, because I was busy. We had a guest coming in. It's more important.
Than you?
Than joking around.
What's more important than what?
No, a guest coming in.
But your Twitter
Just
account.
remember whose show this is, not yours. It's Howard Stern's show. All right. Don't keep walking out at me like that.
What?
So I missed it though. So Stephanie tweeted it?
Stephanie tweeted it by mistake. Somehow got in my account. And she was tweeting it. She was in a bar with her friends. And they were talking about implants. Okay? And when they were saying something about when a boob pops, a saline boob pops in your body, it's kind of like when you're dehydrated, you get the chemicals running through your body. So when you pop a boob, I don't know what the hell they were talking about, but that's what they were talking about. A bunch of drunken girls, okay? That's how that happened.
I'll take my apology.
The typo made me think it was you because you're known for your
I guess
typos.
my girlfriend's as stupid as me.
No, she's articulate from what I can tell.
Why is that
So it
articulate?
surprises me that she would have a typo like that.
Well, she had a few drinks, you know?
That explains.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A few drinks.
I'll take my apology now from you.
What?
Yeah. I want my apology.
I was all over him that he hacked my account.
Yeah. I had to swear on my daughter.
And I still didn't believe him.
And he still didn't believe me.
Nah.
What's that?
No, I still didn't believe him.
What was after that part?
I said, I'm sorry, all right?
Thank you.
again, sir.
Yes, I am.
This time under much different circumstances.
Yes, I'm going to see my co-worker.
How do you feel about that?
I can't tell you how excited I am. Jeez.
Cupcake Wednesday to boot, you know.
It's a diabetic's dream.
It sure is.
How are you?
Hey, nice to see you.
Good to see you again. So I'm just going to head into here.
Sure.
Hi. How you doing? I back in.
So today, are you going to be offering advice? Are you going to be coaching him at all? Or are you just
think if he wants advice, I could school him.
So today's interview will have a completely different dynamic.
You know, it's his interview. So if he has any questions, or if he is, now that he's on board, I am here and at his beckoning call for whatever information he needs. I'm fascinated, though. I'm fascinated at the fact that he's spending so much time in like wardrobe. I just heard him talking about
John Varvatos and the whole deal. Yeah, he's taking this very seriously.
He really is. I've been doing it for 2 years. I don't know what pants I'll be wearing tomorrow, but he's got a whole wardrobe. I kind of don't. I love that he's so concerned.
He's very professional.
I guess he makes me feel very unprofessional.
Why, you don't plan on wearing any pants at all?
There's a desk.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be in boxers the whole time.
Yeah, be comfortable.
Comfort first.
Yes.
Hey, Howie's here. Howie Mandel, my co-judge on America's Got Talent. We have not hooked up on the phone or talked since I announced that I'm a judge. And Howie's been going around doing some interviews, saying some real nice things about me. So we have a lot to talk about. There he is, my co-judge. Whoever thought that? Howie, whoever thought that we would end up on the same TV show? Working together. It's weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I mean, we're only like 2 weeks away from taping.
2 weeks away. Yeah. I'm fascinated. I've been listening to every moment of you. I love the preparation and the thought that you're putting into this.
Well, first of all, I notice you have a certain look on the show. I see you wear like kind of a jumpsuit, kind of black thing.
Jumpsuit.
You're a good dresser.
A jumpsuit?
Be honest
I wear a jumpsuit. It's a one piece.
Do you?
No.
Who dresses you? Stop it. You don't.
Katja. Didn't she call you Katja?
No, I don't. I didn't get that opportunity.
Yeah,
Katja.
you did. Who called you?
No one.
There's a wardrobe
Is Katja
person
from the show?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, they said there's a wardrobe person who, I guess, when you do the show, and when we're taping in Los Angeles, for example, they want you to wear the same thing both days.
Right.
So they hold on to your outfit for continuity.
Right.
And then they steam it and stuff, and then they leave it for the next day. That I've been told.
But I love the detail that you're putting into it, because I had no thought. In fact, that's not
me
something...
neither. So,
yes,
but I've got to put thought into it.
I don't believe you.
Well, if I'm going to be on TV, I got to think about what I'm going to wear.
I heard you just saying you were at John Varvatos getting fitted
Yes, because I don't have Katja.
No, you do. Just like I do. She dresses everyone on the show. Here, they actually called me.
I didn't know.
When I signed on to do the show, they called me and they said, do you have a look? Is there something you want in particular? I think you told this story, or Jason told you this story.
Yeah.
And, I don't think about wardrobe and I don't think about anything. So I said, you know what? Honestly, I'll be totally honest with you. Tunics.
Right.
I'm into tunics and kind of a medieval look.
They told me this.
Did they tell you that?
Yeah.
And then she goes, and she doesn't know me, and it's on the phone, and she goes, are you serious? I go, yes. With the advent of medieval times and all that, they're coming back.
So you want some chainmail?
Yeah, you wanted Renaissance.
Whatever, and I know you're a wardrobe person, and you'll come up with it, but and she goes, you see, and then it was like just an awkward silence, and then we hung up, and I never, reconnected.
Can I tell you, like 12 of the NBC guys were here. It was nice. They flew in. They wanted to know, they were kind of briefing me on what goes on America's Got Talent and discussing promotion and all this. And I said, gee, what is this wardrobe and blah, blah, blah. And they said, yeah, Howie told them the first year that he wanted Renaissance.
Yeah, I did.
And this poor woman went out.
Yeah.
And literally bought up Renaissance outfits like yes, chainmail.
Oh my!
All this stuff.
That's my thing,
Yeah, you love yanking people's chains
because the Hoff wore a vest and mine was like a tunic.
Well, I was saying we should come up with an America's Got Talent uniform.
But here's the thing:
take out
I don't think about anything. I just.
But you do.
No,
because
you don't show up like this.
Yeah,
I do.
No, he does.
Wait. Let's back up.
Yeah.
Like this? What does that mean?
But this is sort of what you wear on the show. It's a little more dressy, but a little dressier.
A lot of times I'll wear my own clothes. She's wonderful. She looks at what I wear, and then at the end of the season, I get the boxes of everything they gave me. And right now, I dress out of a box.
Right, you take whatever clothing they gave you and you wear it.
But
I'm the same way. But no one offered me Katcha.
I promise you're offered.
So
Katcha.
Ralph, who I use for every day here, he's going to
the
help
fact
me.
that you use somebody to dress you for radio.
Well, of course, no. We have a TV show every day. It's not funny.
I know.
Now listen,
But
you're
I had no
let's clear up a bunch of things.
Okay.
Because we're working together. Now.
Okay.
Now it's no longer it's a work relationship.
I know what you're going to say.
No.
That you don't want me to bother you.
Yeah. Now look, I know with Piers. And it's funny to me that you put a soda machine in front of his door and he couldn't get out of his door and all that. But honestly, if you fuck with me, I'm going to kill you. I don't mean like beat you up. I mean, I'll kill you.
Here's my weakness.
Right.
Can I tell you what my weakness is?
Right.
If I hear that you have a weakness, or that something really irks you, that's it's like water flowing downhill.
But it's kind of a draw because I'm the same way. Because I will take my hands, put them in shit, and cover your whole body with it because you're a germphobe. I will ruin you. I will go to war with you.
Like I said, I hear you're concerned about lighting. Were you concerned about the lighting? How they were going to light you?
I said to them, I said, listen to me. I pulled the executives in, right? I said, look, you see this face? I said, who's your audience? They said, women 35 to 49. I said, well, good choice. I'm choosing me. I'm a real turn-on to women. I said, you better take a fucking camera, put it on the moon, and shoot me from there because you can't get the camera far enough away from this face. Number
one. But you know I'm bringing lights to work.
Good. Bring lights.
No, to aim at you.
Well, go ahead. Aim the fucking lights. And I'm bringing germs. I'm going to rub all over you. You'll be showering for months.
Here's the beauty. Can I just tell you something?
I'm very excited
to
work with you.
And I'm excited to work with you. Here is the beauty of this show for me. And I think that you should have the same attitude that I have.
Go ahead.
This is the one job that exists that is not a job.
Right. I don't view this as a job.
You know, people don't know, and I know, that what you do here and you sit and talk, this takes a huge team and hours of preparation and you work at it and you know how this conversation is going to flow and you know where you want to take it and what you want to do. And
it requires effort.
The beauty of America's Got Talent and any of these other things, it's not, I can't believe, and I said it, when I got the job, I used to sit at home in my underpants on the couch doing exactly what they're paying me to do.
Right. You would judge.
I don't think about it.
Right.
I don't think about what they're going to dress me in. I don't think about what I'm going to see. And I am so thrilled to just sit there.
Well, they told me, because I said to them, what are the real hours? Because I've been frantic about it. Because I get up early.
Yeah.
And I get tired because I'm used to getting up at 4 in the morning. Like the day we tape, we don't start till 11.
Right.
So, you know, they said some days it's like 11, 12 hours.
Yeah.
So I said, what's the delay? They said, well, some of it is we have to do setups. But they also said Howie loves being there. And Howie will sit there and he will, drag this thing out.
No, it's a 4-hour day, and because I'm there, it's 12?
Yes.
No, they didn't say that.
So listen.
They did not say that.
Yeah, they kind of did.
No, they did.
They blamed it on you.
Here's the actual truth. I'm going to tell you about the schedule.
All right.
The schedule is, and I absolutely love it, and I don't know why you wouldn't
love it. They said you love being there so much that you barely want to go home.
I do love being there.
Right. But let's go home at some point and be fresh for the next day. Don't listen.
But you know what? If you're tired,
I'm going to lock you in your dressing room.
If you're tired and you can't focus, then tell the act. You know, I'll be totally honest with you. It might have been good. I dozed off.
Once my adrenaline starts going, I'm there. Now, I don't know about you, but the one thing I do take seriously about this job, I really want to find real talent.
Hey, and do you think my goal
Sometimes
is different?
I think you do put through people. I thought you were this season. I thought you put through people for peers to irk him.
You want to hear my theory?
Yeah.
And I think we have the same theory, except you don't know until you sit there how it's done. Here is my theory.
Okay.
I love America's Got Talent because it is so much more than just a singing and dancing competition.
I agree.
I am tired of singing and dancing, and you could do that someplace else.
I agree.
Plus, I believe that. And I'm not taking anything away from anybody who is a phenomenal musical talent.
Right.
But I would love to see somebody, as you said, somebody else beyond a singer win this contest.
Agree. I'd like to see a magician. If you're talking about a true great Vegas act, those guys make a fortune in Vegas.
Well, here's the truth.
Okay.
Let me say, it's whoever. You know, a magician for me, I am not a huge fan of magic, but I am a fan of performance.
Right.
So if somebody figures out a way to do the 3 tricks that exist,
right,
you know,
and do it in a new way, like Copperfield was really good at that. He's flouncing around on the stage, right?
Flouncing.
Yes.
Yes. So, but if somebody can flounce with finesse,
exactly,
then we put them
Agreed.
through. So now here's the thing. Many times there will be a cavalcade of singer after singer after singer, no better than anybody you see on a cruise or in a Ramada Inn.
Agreed.
But the audience there thinks they're great because they're from the hometown. People think they're great, and then I'll see an Eric, the actor.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And I will say, and somebody like Piers will say, well, that's not a talent.
Right.
And I'll say, I will rather come and listen to Eric. And now that I know that he does accents and voices.
You would rather listen to Eric than some mediocre singer.
And the truth be told, your whole career...
But wait a second. It is the Tiny Tim factor. Like, if Tiny Tim came on America's Got Talent, Piers would have voted him off. And possibly you would have, and Sharon would have. But he went on to be a huge star because he was a freak and he was so interesting.
But Tiny Tim and your Whack Pack here, and, you know, there's so many other
characters. Let's be real. Let's figure out now as judges, because at this point it's you and me. Okay. We can outvote Sharon.
You're going to be a united front.
Let's unite. Let's decide right now on this show what our criteria is going to be, because I think it's confused over there.
I think you're overthinking.
Are we looking for the next big superstar act that can that would take you away from the gambling tables in Vegas, that would be as good as Howie Mandel in Vegas, someone who would be compelling and great and really sell tickets, or are we looking for something like a freak show, you know?
But let me just say something. A freak show, you know, and they're not in the same category, but if you look at what the Blue Man Group was doing, you know.
But Blue Man Group was a fully realized show.
Well, you know, when they started in a little club in a basement here in New York, they were, you know, 3-4 guys who were covered in blue paint, and they were banging on pipes, and you know.
So explain to me why you put through those chipmunk-looking characters,
the funny little people.
The funny little people. They were not. Listen, that was no different than what you'd see in Disneyland. Well, so they put in a costume and they jumped up and down. Okay. You did that to Irk Pierce. That wasn't right.
No. Yes. Right. And no. Yes and no.
Right.
Here's the thing.
You can't have yes and no.
I can have both.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, yes and no. Because in that particular day, I believe that I would rather bring them forward. If I bring them forward, somebody else doesn't go forward. It fills the spot. I have a better chance of not getting another singer. I believe with those funny little people that I could create. I believe I can create.
But it's up to them to create.
A Vegas show. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
It's not up to you creating. It's what they've got to present to you on the stage.
But you realize that our team there, once they go through the audition process, there's a lot of production people and production value, you know.
Right.
So if you look, I want to give you a better example.
Okay.
You hated the guy 2 years ago. There was this kid that did a kite. That flew a kite.
Terrible.
Why is that terrible?
Because I wouldn't pay 10 cents. Okay,
I don't believe you wouldn't.
Here's the criteria. I'm going to ask you this when we're taping the show.
Okay.
If we disagree on something.
Right.
I'm going to say to you, hey, Howie, put up your own money and bankroll this act. You wouldn't do it. You would not bankroll the kid with the kite.
You want to make
And you're a guy who produces television shows, and you've got a big career.
Let me tell you something. I disagree with you. If you take the guy with the kite.
Go ahead.
And in Las Vegas. And this
you
guy,
make him part of a show?
No.
Oh.
But he's the headlining show. He has these kites, and you have lasers, and you have great music.
He didn't have
and
lasers.
You have but that's what it could become for a Vegas show.
You can't say what it becomes. He should have brought on lasers then.
No, but I am more apt to go see this musical kite-flying laser show in Vegas than I would to go see some
singer.
Guy standing there with a guitar who I have no idea who he is.
But are you saying you're going to be biased against people who come to sing? No. You're going to, if you see somebody great, you will put them through.
Right.
Here's what I was talking to Simon Cowell the other night. We had a 45-minute discussion about this.
Right.
And he said, you know, take it from the guy who's supposedly the expert at judging, but he said, if you get influenced by the audience sitting there and you put through these mediocre acts, you'll never get rid of them because America starts to vote for them and they feel sorry for them. You can't.
I don't like when they have a story. I don't like when people are voting on a story.
The guy who won last year had such a story. He was a car wash guy.
Yeah.
To me, he was a novelty act. I don't think he should have won.
Well, here's the thing.
Go ahead.
My take on last year and my favorite act was Illuminate.
I agree.
But that's who I kept saying.
I know you did.
But by the same token, when you're sitting in the room and you see this guy, and when he came out and he was, before they put him in suits and everything,
Yeah,
and I
right.
wasn't expecting, this Frank Sinatra, this crooner kind of voice.
Right.
And I saw that the women liked him. I saw they liked the sound of his voice. Beyond the story, I see why he got as far as he got. And, when you look at Michael Bublé and you look at Harry Connick, they've had, like, big Vegas.
See, I can't stand that crap. That Harry Connick, Michael Bublé.
But I'm not asking you if you can stand it, and they're not asking you if you can stand it.
And I don't think Vegas can stand it. And isn't the
You're
criteria
wrong.
whether or not the guy could be a big Vegas act? That's the criteria.
And you're telling me Michael Bublé can't be a big
Michael
Vegas act?
Bublé can. He's done it, but I don't think there's room for 20 Michael Bublés.
Is there room for one more?
Well, I felt it was like such a novelty that a black guy was singing Frank Sinatra, that it was a novelty act. It wasn't really a true great Vegas act. And I met the guy. He's a lovely guy. I'm glad he won just because he got a bunch of money and he was working in a car wash and now he can support his family. But I want a superstar out of this. We've got to get a superstar.
Well, the truth is, America's Got Talent has launched superstars.
We've got the ventriloquist guy who supposedly has $100 million.
No, but I'm saying even if they didn't win, that exposure, you look
Who
at
do we have? Jackie Ivanko. Okay. Who else?
The guy you're talking about is Terry Fader.
Okay.
Who's got a $100 million contract.
What does that mean, a $100 million contract?
That he gets, he gets, if the place is sold out each and every night at full price seating.
Right.
Then he would probably stand over 5 years to make $100 million.
Do you think I'll become the guy who's the voice of reason, sort of like Piers? Because you and Sharon,
leader.
Yeah, you and Sharon seem to always sort of team up with each other.
I don't think that's true.
I do.
I think I'm a voice of reason.
I think I am. I think you were more the voice of reason the first season, and then the second season, you started to vote people in just because you wanted to irk Piers.
No.
That's the impression I got.
Well, I'm sorry you got that impression. That's not true. I'm totally honest on that show. I would never, I think it's funny, and I think there is something to be said, and you called it the Tiny Tim factor. There was this guy the year before, Ronith. I don't know if you remember. I just saw him. I just played in New Jersey, and he came up to. He was.
The old
Indian
guy.
He's an Indian guy, who was doing impressions.
right. I remember that.
He couldn't do. He didn't do. And he said he had the man of 100 voices. And I thought I could build this guy as a man with 100 voices, each of them sounding exactly the same.
But that's a one joke guy, and I thought you were crazy to put him through.
But
because
a lot
he's
of people
not. He's
live
a
on
one
joke guy.
He would never make a career of his own. Yeah, if he sat on the Howard Stern show and I sat and talked to him and made interesting things with him every day, he could be made into a star, like Eric the Midget or something. But a guy sustaining that on his own, Eric the Midget can't sustain that on his own.
Let me just tell you.
Go ahead.
Let me talk to you as a producer.
We are going to have so many arguments on this show.
What if in the context, and you got to produce it. It's not just these guys come to you with no team behind them.
Right.
If I had this guy who believed that he did characters, what if I hired a cast of hundreds for the stage?
But Howie, that's like saying a comedian comes on and he's shitty, but you say to yourself, boy, if I write him this material, he'll be terrific. I mean, you can't. The guy's got to come on and wow you. You can't say
you
what
can't
if.
compare the comedian.
Sure you can.
No, I can say.
There was a woman on that you had last season who did voices and impressions. She was very good. She did good impressions.
I agreed with you.
She had crap material.
That's exactly right.
And I would have said to her, I would have said, you know what? You run out right now and hire. I'll give you the name of 5 guys that I know that can write comedy material for you. I would have said that to her.
She did it wrong.
Right.
She could have, but she did have the persona. Had she gone back to the clubs, had she got a writer, she would have gone further.
Yes.
And there was another comic, J. Chris Newberg, who actually went further than any other comic did. Remember, he's the guy that roasted Piers.
Right.
He's great.
But we can't sit there and say, what if they don't go out and hire them? In other words, I can't sit there and imagine their act for them.
But I think that I did say that she was great. She had, she had a lot of stage presence, and that she didn't have material. And she didn't make it as far as the other comic because she didn't have material.
So you think you're the voice of reason? That's interesting. Don't you think, and I was going to say
I
this
think
too,
we come at it from different perspectives,
right?
But we'll have good, healthy discussion.
I think it'll be good. Now tell me what happens in Vegas week. Do we really decide? That's where we decide who really goes through.
And we sit in a room and we argue because it's got to be down
Let's
to
not
the 48.
argue. Just listen to me and everything will be fine. Really. We can get out of that room in 10 minutes.
You have no idea how competitive I am. am, and I really am. And I'm really serious about trying to find. We sat up till 2, 3 in the morning.
Oh my goodness! Don't even say that.
I will put a pillow over your head and suffocate you if you keep me up till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Vegas is the long hours.
That's the long hours because do the producers come to us and say, listen,
all of us,
we strongly urge. You're saying it's me, you, and Sharon really make it.
And the producers.
Oh, and the producers.
Yes.
And we decide.
Yes.
Till 2, 3 in the morning.
Well, we will look at the tapes of what they did. We'll take everything into consideration, and we'll say, what do you know?
Is it hard to make that final cut?
The Vegas is
brutal.
Brutal.
Because you feel bad that you're not...
On 2 levels.
Okay.
Number one, because you're making, they're saying 48, and you're going, but this guy was great, and this guy was great.
Yeah, we got to give him a shot, right.
Yeah, and amongst us, judges and producers, we can get pretty heated and argue.
We do. We get passionate and yell at each other.
See how passionate you feel about somebody, and then
Right.
your guy's not in. And
you got to live with it.
And you got to live with it. So there's that, and then you have to face them. And these people have, their hopes and dreams. They've made it all the way to Vegas, and then they face you, and then they give us...
I think that's going to be harder for me than I can imagine.
That's the hardest part of the job. I hate that.
I don't like to see somebody's dream burst. But like the other day, a father called in, and he said, I'm having my 10-year-old audition, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay. She had a tape on YouTube. I listened to her. I said, she's terrible. She doesn't have it. She could develop. She's 10 years old. But don't put your kid through that. What are you doing?
I would love if people just phoned in like that. But the thing is that they're going to be standing in front of you. And they've made it to Vegas.
Right.
And their hopes and their dreams. And it's set up so that it's really tough. If for people who have watched the show, everybody shows up in Vegas, and we tell you they're put into 3 groups.
Right.
One group... We tell you you're not even going to perform. You're going right to Hollywood. We're not going to Hollywood anymore. You're going to New York.
Right.
Wow.
Right. To New York. Yeah.
You're going to New York. One group, we say you are going to perform here.
Right.
And there's 48 spots. Okay. Well, there's not 48. The people that went
you've got to essentially audition again.
That went to New York. You got to. There's 22 remaining spots. You got to go for the 22 remaining spots.
Right.
If the third group. If we can't find 22 in that third group, there'll be 5 remaining spots for this whole third group, and you can go.
We have real power.
Oh, you have no idea.
That third group must be.
What a fun thing, but a big responsibility in a sense.
It really is. As much as it's fun and everything, people's lives and careers and futures are in our hands, and your words are like daggers.
Do you think when you were coming up, you've had a brilliant career. Do you think you would have done America's Got Talent? I don't think you would have gone that route.
I did. I started on a show called Make Me Laugh.
All right.
Which was basically judging, for every second that they didn't laugh,
right,
you won money.
Right.
And then the next show I did was on Showtime. It was called the Laugh-a-thon, and Jimmy Brogan hosted it.
And it's true.
It was
you
a contest.
The way I became aware of you was the Merv Griffin show. That's where I got turned on.
I did 14 Merv Griffin shows.
Yeah, I got turned on to you through that.
Yeah.
So I guess you built your career on TV, but you've honed your act outside of television. I'm still playing I do 200 live dates a year. How do you work that into this schedule? Do you get off America's Got Talent and then go fly and do a date? I will usually fly in and out and do a date. Yes. So you're busy.
But you also have Mobbed.
And I do Mobbed.
Oh, we got to get to that. But finish this for me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome.
Howie, don't you think on America's Got Talent, and I even watched you with Piers, don't you think you promote your Twitter account too much?
No, here's the thing.
It feels desperate to me.
No, here's
you
the
don't
thing.
need to. You don't need to promote that.
I'll tell you why I'm
right.
promoting Twitter.
Go ahead.
At Howie M. Mandel.
Yeah, what is that? But why do you care?
You're on Twitter. I'll tell you why.
I'm on Twitter, but who gives a fuck?
And you're going to love it more than ever on this show. And I
hardly
I'm
tweet.
the one who told Piers Morgan about Twitter.
Right.
And even before you did that live tweeting when you were watching your movie, right. I did it 3 years ago.
Really?
I did. Well, that first.
Okay.
No. On the show, because I found this Twitter.
Okay.
Okay. And what was amazing during the live shows was people were going, I would read the tweets live. As
right, I remember.
And they were going, he's off key. Or they were going, we can't hear you. Or they're going, and I see like a barrage.
I'm not going to sit there and listen.
I read
a big mistake is for us to react as an audience when we judge. And Simon said this. The biggest mistake you can make is react to what the audience is doing. If they're cheering and screaming and then you put them through. We have to tune out the audience, and the Twitter people, you have to tune out. Who are they?
Well, here's what I do.
We're interested in your opinion.
At that point, when we're in the live show,
right.
I think that we're looking for somebody that is marketable to America. And even if I don't like the act, even if I'm not a fan of country music, I'm not really a fan of magic.
You will read the Twitter and say, okay, since they like it, I'll put them through. I think that's wrong.
No. It's not that easy. But I want to be informed.
Right.
I want to be informed by what's happening. And I have a live... And they got mad at me. The producers went, you better put that down.
Right.
NBC came out and said, stop that.
Yes.
And this past year, they told everybody, tweet and do it because they're getting another platform to promote.
Everyone's with social media.
Yeah.
But I think that it is our obligation to give our opinion, which you do.
I do.
And then fuck Twitter and everyone else, and this is it. We're the judges, and that's it.
But don't you want to know, I will say that, to a contestant, I don't get it.
Right.
But I got to tell you that you just lit up, and I don't go by the audience in the theater or in the studio.
No, we can't.
No, but there's 15, 20 million people listening at home, and if it's coming through, it's amazing how different something seems when you're there live versus how you watch it or how it.
Right.
And I'm interested in seeing how the audience is.
How many times during the season do we get to have sex with the good-looking girl contestants so that they can get put through to the next round? How often do you take advantage? Like, do you take advantage of that a lot?
It is encouraged.
Yeah.
But
you send out a vibe and you hope for the best.
Right.
Yeah. You must be. Do we have a lot of downtime?
No.
No, there's not a lot of downtime. You get in there and things start to happen.
Yeah, that's the thing. The 12-hour day is like a packed day. It's act after act after act. See, I'm a fan of, when I'm not working, I'll sit on YouTube. I watch TV. My TV's on 24/7. I don't sleep.
That's the problem. You're a little too into it. We can't spend all day there. Let's move along, get the opinion, and go on.
Well, we get the opinion, and we do move on. But I could see, I love great acts. I love bad acts. It's the best job.
It is fun. I tell you what. I said to Robin, I said, I got to get on one of these shows and be a judge. It's got to be the greatest fucking job ever.
And what I'm telling you, Howard, is don't stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. Just show up to the party.
I'm glad you said that because originally...
What I wanted to ask, because one of the things about the judging, Piers would make up his mind pretty quickly.
Yes.
If he hated it.
Well, he wanted to get out of there to a CNN show.
And he'd hit the buzzer, and then he'd turn around and look at you two, and you would let him finish.
Yeah, I thought you were doing that to irritate him sometimes. No? Really?
No, because here's the thing. I do have empathy for anybody who's a performer. And, I don't believe... And they only have 90 seconds.
Right.
So if you can't wait another 20 seconds, that doesn't mean that there aren't
some people... But the concept is to gong show them, in a sense, to buzz them if they're not good.
And I do.
Right.
And I have.
It's
not that I have hit the buzzer, but not as frequently as Piers did.
Did you hear the rumor that they were thinking of adding a fourth judge?
I did hear that rumor.
But I understand
They're not.
Simon was pushing for that.
Yes.
Yeah, because did you think that might slow it down?
Well, first of all, I don't really understand the concept because just the odds of voting three
right. They need a tiebreaker.
I don't know how 4 would work.
Right.
Number one, number two, especially in the live show.
Right.
That's hard for me because they'll say you got 20 seconds.
Right.
You got so you want to critique it, you want to tell them why you like it, and you always feel like did what I say make sense?
It's funny. I was going to say to you before that this concept of overthinking it. When they first approached me about doing this, I said, "Oh, okay. Now I got to come up with." I said to them, "I need to see the acts ahead of time so I can do blah blah." And they said, "No, we're just interested in your opinion." Then I started thinking, "Oh, what's got to go on? What I'm going to do, and this and that." And I said, "No, that gets in the way of the show." The secret, I believe, is that
spontaneity.
It's not the Howard Stern show. It's America's Got Talent. They're calling me in to be a judge, I should just give them my opinion.
It was such an adjustment for me. The thing is, as somebody who's a performer and wants to be loved, when we're in Austin, Texas,
right,
and they say, "Ladies and gentlemen, 14-year-old Carolyn from Austin, Texas," the crowd there is going, wild.
Right.
Carolyn can't sing a note, a fucking note. And I go, really? You know, singing is not really...
It's not for you.
It's not for you. And these 300 people or 3,000 people who's ever in the theater starts booing me. I mean, that was tough. And I have to say, you know what? But America's on board, I hope. I mean, it was really tough the first time.
I could imagine.
And they could hate. They turn on you. They're excited that you show up. And then they hate you.
Well, also, as a great performer as you are, I would imagine it's difficult sometimes not to shtick it up and not to say, okay, I'm going to do some comedy here, or now it's my turn to talk and I'm going to do this. That will ruin the whole idea of the show, right? I mean,
what I have found to be the best, and if I can give you any advice, is stop thinking.
Right.
There is no job in the history of show business
where you don't have to think. This is
nothing.
it.
There's no preparation. People like Jason Raff and all these people, they create a monster. They build it. They work. They've been working all year long. They're picking the acts that we're going to see.
I've spoken to Jason, Meredith R., Brandon Rigg, Paul Talegdi, and everyone said the same thing you're saying. They said, look, we just want your opinion, and that's it, and then move on. And that's what we're after.
Yeah.
I said, well, I can do that. I'm certainly
I think if you overthink it, that'll show.
Right.
You know, it'll look like prepared. You know, I don't prepare material.
Right.
I don't prepare. It's just whatever comes out. And you know something? Your intellect and your honesty is what has gotten you to where you are.
And that's what people are interested in.
If you bring that to the show, and as long as you don't try to be something that you're not, or that you think you should be.
Is this your third season?
This is going to be my third season. I've done 2.
You've done 2 seasons. This is your third.
Yeah.
You think Sharon's excited about doing it?
I think that she's very excited. She's very excited about you. I think that this is going to be a little hard for her
with the New York thing
because she has the talk in Vegas, in L.A.
Is she on board?
I assume she is.
Right.
So why are you asking? Have you?
No,
heard something?
I don't know. I haven't had any contact with Sharon except she came in and did our show a couple of weeks ago.
That was before you had announced.
Yeah, she said she's on board, but I didn't know.
She's on board.
So what is she going to do? How does she do the talk?
I don't know.
I see.
She did not say she was on board when she was
didn't?
here.
What did she say?
She said that she was staying with L.A. and that, New York seemed to be a problem for her. She loves the show.
I think
and would love to do it.
I don't know that it's a problem for her as much as it might be a problem for CBS, right?
Isn't our show, America's Got Talent, way more important than that dopey talk show she does? Because we're a network show on at night that's a huge #1 hit. If she's going to give up one show, give up that other stupid fucking show.
I don't think she's giving anything up, and I haven't. I'm so busy that I haven't had any contact with her. I assumed if she wasn't on board, we would have heard about it.
Right.
So I think it's the 3 of us.
Was there? I was reading about your relationship with Piers and Sharon, and one time there was an incident where you guys were on a plane.
Yeah.
Piers was asleep.
Yeah.
When he woke up, Sharon put her tits in his face, bare tits in his face.
And
he was upset about that?
Because Nick was videotaping it.
Why would he be upset about
Nick Cannon videotaped it.
I'd love that.
I know, but
put your tits in my face every fucking day. She's got great rack.
She does.
Why would he be upset about that?
I think because he's the anchor at CNN and he felt that wasn't the image he wanted to
project. Didn't Piers give up the wrong job, honestly? I thought Piers was terrific on the show. I've said that everywhere.
Yeah, I was. I was happier with him than he was with me.
Right, but CNN, I think he was happy with it. I think he liked the animosity, and it didn't feel real to me. Do you think it was real that he really didn't dislike you?
I think he disliked. I think he didn't get my way of judging. I think he didn't get my sense of humor, and I think that I do think it was real.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was real.
I took the test on the America's Got Talent website to see who you're most like as a judge, and I was convinced I would be most like Piers. I was most like you.
Really?
That's what it said.
Mine came up with. I took the test too, and mine came up like Brandy.
Really? It's frightening.
Yeah, remember she was a host.
Yes, of course. David Hasselhoff, Brandy. Regis used to be the host. Then it was Jerry Springer. I'm a big fan of the show. So I like you. I said, hey, I'm sitting at home doing this. I might as well go get paid to be the judge.
It's the best job.
I'm very honored that they chose me.
I know, but you seem very incredibly neurotic and worried.
No,
but that's just him.
I approach everything in a serious manner. I really do.
But
I take it seriously.
I'm glad that you're on board and you're taking it seriously. But I'm telling you, have fun, be yourself.
But look, the Hoff. Let's talk about it honestly. He didn't take it so seriously. I think
he did. I think he took it like he takes life. That's it. Like he takes his hamburgers and his children.
If it's not important to the judges, It's still, in terms of the world events and where we're going as a country and how our world is going, this is not the most important thing. But if the judges on this show don't take it seriously and really look for real talent, then the show's whole premise is out the window.
Here's where for me, where it goes wrong. If the judge is more concerned about how they're being perceived versus their honesty.
Has that happened? Was Piers, are you referring to Piers?
I'm not referring to anybody in particular, but I know that it's hard for some judges, even at a time when they believe that they should be negative, or they believe, and so I just learned, and I'm comfortable in. I've got 3 years in, and it'll take an adjustment for you.
Yeah, I think so.
It'll take an adjustment. Comfortable in being booed. I get booed like crazy in every hometown that travel. But you're sitting. Listen, when you show up someplace and 3,000 people from their hometown are there, and they hate you because you haven't found any talent. There's mornings where we'll go through crap, and we haven't found anything, and we make comments like, "What is happening in this town?" It's a hard adjustment, but it's a great show.
Now, I like Nick Cannon on the show, Howie.
I love Nick Cannon.
I think he does a great job,
He does.
and I told him that I was on his show, and I really do. But I am so worried about this guy. Today he announced first of all, his kidneys failed. Why did they fail? This guy doesn't want to be home. He works nonstop.
Did you know his schedule? It's like nuts.
It's nuts. Now he announced he's directing a movie. Where he's teaming up comedians. And who is he teaming him up with? Comedians and rappers or something. He's directing a movie. This is a guy who is not aware of his own health. He's definitely not a guy who wants to be home. Let's be honest, right? I mean, he's like a Jamaican. He's taking 50 jobs. And I said to him, I think you're key to the show. I want you there. Why don't you give up a couple of jobs?
Didn't the doctor tell him that?
Now he announced he's directing a movie.
Well, then that's
big mistake. It's stupid. Maybe we should do an intervention on this guy.
I think there should be an intervention.
I mean, what's he doing? They're telling me he takes a pillow and lays down on the floor between takes or something.
He does.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane.
He sleeps whenever he can get. I've never seen anybody, they talk about Ryan Seacrest.
Right.
Ryan Seacrest is basically unemployed compared to Nick Cannon.
And Ryan's got a lot going on.
Yeah. He's got to be thrilled, Nick, that you're on board because New York, he was taking the plane flights. He was always flying with me. I was always.
It was crazy. His radio show starts at 6 in the morning, which means he was in L.A. starting the show at 3 in the morning.
Right.
Finishing at 7.
Right.
Then he drives to the set of America's Got Talent because his call time is earlier because he's the host.
Right.
And he literally would go from 7 in the morning till about midnight.
And at America's Got Talent, in downtime, he would take meetings because he's an executive at Nickelodeon.
So how is this guy alive?
Well, one of his kidneys quit and left.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I can't take this anymore.
Completely understandable that his kidneys failed.
Have you ever called him aside and said, listen, I care about you. Why don't you fucking calm down? I mean, you don't have to have every job. You've never done that.
I've never done that.
You don't feel comfortable with that?
No. I told you, I show up, I don't care. I do. I don't give any thought.
Did you get the invite as I did for the special dinner that we're having the night before?
Yes.
Yes. No, not Jimmy. No, not Jimmy's.
Oh.
We're having an America's Got Talent dinner.
Did I get the invite?
Yeah, well, I saw your name on it.
Oh,
they put your email address on there. And
did they really?
Yeah, I was like, well, they shouldn't be sending that to everybody.
I didn't get it. Yeah, because you're hard to get a hold of. You know you're hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, well, why can't you get a hold of me?
Because you screen your calls and you didn't want to talk to me.
No, bullshit.
It is not
bullshit. It's a service that forwards my call to me wherever I am. I wasn't on the phone. Of course, I want to talk to you.
No, you didn't. You wanted to hold it. You wanted to hold it till we were on air.
No, bullshit.
Because I called Gary. Gary told me that you're supposed to call this Spanish fly, and then I called that. I called that number.
You never called.
They go and then it says in the space, leave your name, and I go Howie.
Right.
Mandel. And then they go, we are looking for him.
Right.
And then it goes away.
I wasn't there.
Wait. So they go, he's not there. Would you like to leave a message? Well, I don't know who Spanish Fly is, so I'm not going to leave a message and a phone number on there. No, I didn't hear your voice. So I don't know.
It says Howard.
Wait. So then they say he's not there. Will you leave a message? I go, no. Call back 2 hours later.
Okay.
Same thing. Howie. Now, your phone rings somewhere, and then you weren't there.
It rings. I'm not there. Sometimes I'm not home. But I'll answer my message.
3 times. I didn't leave a message.
Well,
so
he doesn't
you hear
leave a
Howie's
message.
on the phone. I don't want to talk to him now, and that's okay.
Hey, He doesn't leave a message.
I won't
Gary
leave
said, "Did
messages.
Howie call you?" I said, "No, he never called me."
And it doesn't give
I
any
will
of the
not.
information?
How would I know?
I
No.
won't leave a
How
phone
would
number
you-
on a robotic
But
thing.
Howie,
I don't know who
how
gets
would
this.
I know you called?
Because I left my name. It goes to your phone.
No, if you don't leave a message, it doesn't go anywhere.
And then I checked it. I heard Gary talking about. I heard you talking about. I didn't call you. You were waiting for my call. And I called Gary during the show that day, and I said, "Check this number." He told me that was the number. You do hear it. Your phone rings.
I mean it, Howie. Howie, I love you. Why wouldn't I want to talk to you?
I don't know.
Why don't you try I'm busy, not I'm not at home? They're cell phones now.
Yeah.
But doesn't this thing search all your phones and wherever
yes.
you are?
It forwards it to wherever I tell it to go.
Right.
But I wasn't obviously in by my phone.
A whole
It goes
day.
to my home.
A whole day?
No, I don't know. I never got a call from you. I never got a call from you.
Why don't you switch it when you go somewhere?
I do, but I might have been out running. I might have been. Sometimes I do stuff. You know what I mean?
And then you said, and then you wrote me an email.
Yes.
And you said, "I'll call you."
And I never called you.
Right.
Well, I didn't want to bother you. You were calling me. I wasn't looking for you.
Well, then
No,
you
I
didn't
wanted
tell me
talk
to call you.
But actually, this is probably the conversation we would have had on the phone, right? I mean, we
So
just
you want
had
to
it.
save it for radio?
No, it just worked out that way. I mean, what would we say in private about this?
How do you know what I wanted to call you about?
What did I assume you wanted to call me about America's Got Talent?
Yeah.
Right.
So we had it.
Did you have something private you wanted to say to me?
Never mind.
I'm excited. Do you know?
I'm excited to be working with you.
How's the OCD?
It's not good.
It's bad. Worse than ever.
A little bit. You know, I'm doing this show, which makes it hard for me.
Which show? The
Mobbed.
Mobbed.
Which will you watch it tonight? I know you're on Letterman.
Now
but
this
then-
is your second season.
No, it's really the first season. We did a special.
Right.
That's the one I promoted.
Tell people what Mobbed is again, in case they don't know.
Mobbed is you know what flash mobs are,
right?
And there's the spontaneous outbursts of singers and dancers in malls and train stations.
You go
And I
on
thought that
Twitter
was
and everyone decides to go do the Michael Jackson dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, so that's kind of neat, and that was 5 years ago they were doing that, and then I love hidden camera, and I thought
Right.
if you have a secret, an intimate secret that you want to share with somebody, what better way to do it than to take that person to a public place and they hear it in a musical? And the first one we did was a proposal, but what if you want to quit a job? What if you want to tell your wife that you know that she's cheating?
Right.
Wouldn't it be great to hear that in a giant musical?
That's on tonight, the show?
Tonight is one. It's a really good one. I don't want to give away what it is, but the guy, they don't always
Like if
work
I'm
out
fucking
great.
a guy's sister, I could get you to do a flash mob. And hey, guess what? Howard's fucking your sister.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. I
Yes.
like that.
But on tonight's show, we have, and it's right after Idol. On tonight's show, it didn't work out the way we thought, because what happened is we always have this hidden camera thing, and it was this young guy, and as the dance breaks out, the music starts, and we did kind of a, it's Smooth Criminal, that video,
Michael
so the
Jackson.
door opens, and we had this backlight, and these dancers come in, and they got chains, and they're backlit, and they're smoking everything. The guy thought he was going to die. He thought, I don't know what he thought, some sort of dancing gang was after him, and he starts going, "Leave me the fuck alone! What the fuck is this? I'm getting out of here! Don't you fucking touch me!" You can
I
hear
would
it
do that
speak.
too.
It's me, and they're going, "Just calm down, just watch," and they go, "No fucking way! Get me the fuck out of here!" And you see me going, "Lock the door." We thought the whole thing. We had 2,000 people waiting there.
Do you have an episode where there's a pedophile and then announce it on the air or something like that?
Chris Hansen
comes out
dancing.
Like that? I would like to see that. So with the OCD now.
Yes.
I didn't know this part. You never told me. When you were a kid, when you were like a teenager, you'd come home from school and shower for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's unfucking believable. You've
Why?
been tortured by this your whole life.
Yes.
I mean, imagine in high school. Who showers in high school?
No.
I showered once a week in high school.
Right. Boys
Well,
are
that's not
usually
your-
notorious for not showering.
That's right. Go ahead. Hands, Bill. You're on with Howie Mandel. Watch Howie Mandel host Mob, premiering tonight at 9 o'clock on Fox. After American Idol.
That's a good spot.
That's a great spot.
Hey, Howie.
Will you watch it tonight? I want you to see it.
I will watch it.
And I'll watch you on Letterman.
Thank you.
Hey, Howie, how you doing, brother?
All right.
I'm doing okay. Oh, how? I don't know
right,
who's-
right. But how are we going to deal with that, too? I'm
That's another
Howard.
question.
What are
You're
the
Howard.
odds of two Howards being on...
A same show.
You know what I call it now? There's two Howards and an Osborne. It's H2O.
Oh, very good.
See what
Look
we've
at
done?
you.
I'm always
See,
marketing.
that's why.
Marketing.
That's why you're a genius.
Okay.
Ham Hands, go ahead.
Hey, Howie, listen, with your OCD and your germophobia, if your wife just comes out of the bathroom or washed up a private parts, are you still able to kiss her private parts or not?
Yeah,
really?
Howie,
Yes.
with OCD, are you able to go down on your wife?
Yes.
That's a good question,
Yes.
actually, Ham.
As long
Is
as
that really true? Do you sit there and go, oh, fuck,
No.
I'm going to get germs?
No, I won't. I won't.
I don't believe it.
No, I'm telling you. Why would I lie?
You probably prefer not to go down. Wouldn't you prefer just to fuck and not have to have
like a
any
plastic bag.
saliva exchange or anything like that?
I don't mind that. It's shaking hands. It's hands.
But why do you think your wife is like you? A woman's vagina probably has more germs, than a hand's.
When is the last time you've looked at a vagina and seen it cough?
Well, I don't know. I heard you were freaked out in the hallway because Ronnie, the limo driver, was coughing.
Ronnie coughed.
I know.
But then he goes. There's not a sound. I'm just standing quietly in the hall.
Yeah.
And then I hear like that. And I go, are you sick?
And he claims he's not sick.
Wait. I go, are you sick? He goes, no, it's just my voice. Your voice? You weren't talking.
It'll be about 3 feet too long.
But they, did he just cough?
Yes, he did.
Are you sick, Ronnie?
He's not sick. He's run down because he was traveling a lot.
He's not sick. What? Voice.
He lost his voice.
Wait, you cough in silence. It's not like, what kind of voice?
Silence.
There was
Just my voice.
No, there was no sound, and then you coughed.
I went like this.
Right. That's not your voice. When you're talking to me.
Understood.
Not understood, apparently.
Run down, he's sick.
Yeah.
Been a lot of traveling, man. I've been out on the West Coast a lot, back and forth, so.
People travel, they bring back the bird flu.
What can I do?
You could stay back from me.
I had to do it.
He's been doing these live club dates where he goes out and screams. And so he's losing his voice. But
I'm on tour. I do dates all the time.
Yeah, well, you talk like a normal person.
Yeah, you don't scream like he does.
His act is going up there and screaming and yelling out obscenities. Really? That's the whole act.
I saw him.
You'd probably put him through on America's Got Talent.
I saw him at the UFC fight, and he told me he's got a deal with Fox.
He had his own talk show,
but he's not allowed to say.
Yeah, I don't know.
What kind of marketing plan is that? I can't talk about it yet.
I don't know.
I can't talk. It's got a bigger veil than your announcement for America's Got Talent.
One of the questions that came up in this meeting with NBC is like they said to me, well, how much promotion are you willing to do? How much were you willing to do on your own, and how much are you willing to do with the other judges? I said, I would be thrilled to appear with Howie.
Why do they send him
there's
in?
Ronnie. Why'd they send you in if you're sick? Howie's going to freak out.
Come on, man.
What do you want to say? I'm in the middle
There's
of
nothing wrong with me.
No, you're sick. You were coughing even in the car this morning. And I'm germphobic, and I was freaking out.
Hello. You were sick for 2 weeks? Yeah. I wasn't, okay?
No, but what does that got to do with anything?
I'm saying, no, I'm telling you, I am fine except for my throat.
Why are you coughing so much? And
I'm fine except for my throat.
My throat is dry. I told you.
I just got a touch of the strep.
Yeah.
All right, listen, I'll leave you back to your interview.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
For Howard TV, you're going to love it. It was such a great moment. Ronnie's like standing against the hallway, probably like 6 feet away from Howie, and he coughs, and he tried to make it like cough into his shoulder, and Howie just starts like moonwalking.
Yeah, right. Is the worst part of America's Got Talent when at the beginning you have to run through the audience. Why don't we do away with that? I don't want that either.
Well, you know what? You got them to move to New York.
Right.
You've got all these changes. Can I put that on you? If there's one thing, I love the job. I don't mind the hours.
Everybody
high
fives and this and that.
Oh my goodness! You have to high five.
I don't.
He doesn't. He does a little fist bump.
Right.
And I run, but these hands, it's just a sea of. It's like the worst fucking nightmare. The opening of America's Got Talent.
It's the only show out of all of them, like X Factor, American Idol, blah blah blah, where the judges run through the audience.
Maybe they'll make a change. They've made a change. They've changed coasts, so maybe they'll make a change. I don't want to touch I love the audience.
Right.
I just don't want to touch you.
You love them to a degree.
Yes. I don't want to touch their hands.
Why don't we wear hazmat suits as we walk in? Literally, like a spacesuit, like we're landing on the moon, and then when
I came in last year. I came in a bubble.
I remember.
Yes.
I felt for you because I know it's uncomfortable.
It is
for
uncomfortable.
You. Yeah.
I hate that. I really am. I'm not going to lie.
See, I'm not as bad as you. I would be able to walk through the audience, shake everyone's hand, and then when I get to my table, discreetly put some of that Purell on my hands.
Yeah, but I can't use the Purell anymore.
Why? Because you've hurt your hands.
No, I told you. I've told this story before. I overused it,
and you get rashes.
And I got warts because I had viruses because I killed all the antibodies in my hands.
Oh, so you can't use Purell anymore?
No, I don't know I had my friend who's a surgeon give me that. I was using Purell. I was using whatever they use for surgery.
Oh, betadine.
No, betadine is. I don't know what I was using, but whatever they.
Do you sometimes forget and shake someone's hand like I do, and then all of a sudden I go, oh, now I gotta.
I never forget.
You never forget.
No.
When somebody puts upset the hand, what do? You offer them the fist bump?
The fist or nothing, or I turn and walk away.
You turn. It's so terrible. I mean, you are a social guy, and look what you're going through.
I'm not as social as you think.
Oh, really?
I'm not. I'm not really that social. I love people. I'm a mess.
You just coughed into your hand, so I was very aware of that. Yeah, don't come near me.
But I won't shake my hand now.
What's going on with Deal or No Deal? Is that gone?
Yeah, there's a slight talk of doing more, but I don't know.
What does that mean, slight talk of doing more? I thought the show was a huge hit.
Well, it had become a daytime show.
Right.
Yeah. I did. Well, we did 500 episodes.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot. I was dealed out for a while.
Do you think that's what happened? The show just burnt out? They put it on too much?
I think so. We're on a hiatus, and you know, there's always a possibility that there could be more. Look, Fear Factor is back.
Do you miss it?
Yeah, it was.
That was a good
job.
gig too.
It was a really good gig.
You've gotten some great gigs.
All my single friends miss the fact that I was on Deal or No Deal. My son misses.
Yeah, right.
Deal or No
All
Deal.
those hot chicks.
You know, I had my son working. I don't know if I told you this. One summer, I got him a job as an intern on the show.
Yeah.
And they came to me very uncomfortably, and they said, Howie, can you talk to your son? I go, why? They go, he has set up his office under the steps. He was under, you know, the girls came down to the
Oh, my God. So he's looking up their skirts.
He was looking up their skirts. And
I
I
said
said
to
to him, Alex, yeah.
Yeah, right.
But, and I had to talk to him. And then he goes, I was there first. And then they came down. I go, you were there. You weren't there first. They were there first.
Do you realize I think I'm the first American judge?
Yes.
On America's Got
Well, I'm
Talent.
American.
You are now?
Yeah.
Weren't you? You were born Canadian,
I have
right?
a dual citizenship.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, so you are American. All
Well,
right.
I became.
All right, good. All right. Because I
But
like
you were the first born and raised
in
American.
America.
Right.
Yes.
I have a huge burden on my shoulders.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
You're
I'm
very-
excited. I can't wait to work with you.
I can't tell you how
can't be more
excited,
thrilled.
how great I think it is for the show, and I think that your presence is going to take the show to another level. I really
hope
believe
so.
that.
I think it'll be fun.
I believe it, and I love all the controversy, and I love that wherever I go, people, you know, that's the burning question.
Well, I was bringing this up before because I did a Super Bowl commercial for America's Got Talent.
Did you really?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
I shot one.
Okay.
And I assume it's going to air this Super Bowl.
Right.
We'll see.
What?
Seemed funny to me. But, you know, I'll believe it when I see
It could be rejected?
it. Who knows? But they said to me, I said, I'd like to do some promotion with the other judges. And so there was a discussion on how much promotion I would do.
Right.
And when I would appear with the other judges. So at some point, I guess we'll be appearing somewhere together.
That would be great.
Right. And you and I have a problem because we're going to have to be quiet while the other one performs, even in an interview, right? That's a difficult thing to do, isn't it? Do you find that difficult?
I've gotten more comfortable in you know,
We're an
you're coming up
ensemble.
right, and you see, you're coming from the autonomy of doing this show, and this
Right.
is what you've done all your life. And I came from stand-up comedy and whatever, so it was
Is it
really
an
hard for me.
adjustment?
It was a huge adjustment.
Because even when you did Deal or No Deal, you were the host. This is, like, I've got to sit quiet while you're doing your thing, and I got to let you do your thing.
Yeah. So the thing...
I don't know that I can do that.
But that's what I'm telling you, as somebody who went through the adjustment.
Right.
Don't worry.
We'll get through it together.
Don't think about it. Just do whatever. You know what? If the fact that you want to interrupt me in the middle of me talking hits you, interrupt me.
All right.
Don't think about it. You know what? I'm going to interrupt him, or I'm going to sit
doing
quiet.
it.
Whatever happens, happens.
Now, you never finish that. Who's going to be... What are you going to be called on this show?
Well, I'm Howard.
You're
I'm Howie.
Howard.
Or Your
I'm Howie.
Majesty.
Your Majesty.
The king of all media.
I'm Howie.
Okay.
He's Howie. Thank God he's a Howie.
Yeah.
No one called... in summer camp, I used to be a Howie.
Right.
And when I got on the radio, I said, fuck being a Howie. I'm a grown man. I'm
But
Howard.
we've talked about it. Howard, for me, is it makes me cringe because Howard was always
Thank
in
God.
trouble.
Yeah, so I'll be Howard. You'll be Howie.
Howard?
Yes.
Nobody was happy when they called me Howard.
Yes, that's true. So, you'll be Howie. I'm Howard. We got Sharon.
And we got Sharon.
And we got Nick. And that's it. And let's
then-
go do this thing
This is
already.
gonna be great. So
Enough fucking talk about it.
And
Let's
what are you
go do
doing
it.
tonight?
Tonight I am watching myself on Letterman, of course.
That's after. I'm going to watch you.
Watch Howie Mandel host Mobbed, premiering in what is probably the best time slot, right after American Idol.
And it's something to see. You see a guy think he's going to die, and there's nothing funnier than that.
Nothing funnier than guys dying.
And I tweet live. You think that's not a good thing to tweet
You
live?
will
Jay?
tweet during the show.
Yeah.
I think that's a great thing.
Will
What-
you I'll Twitter you.
I'm not going to read that.
No, I want you to say you're watching it. I want to just see that you're really watching
What is with you and Twitter? You're obsessed.
I am
Forget
obsessed.
it. Forget that.
You're not. You're on it.
I'm on it, but I'm on it once or twice.
Yeah, every 2 weeks we get a
naked picture of
your
my wife. That's it. I don't know what else to tweet. What would I tweet? Anything I got to say, I say here. I have this. So why would I? What am I tweeting?
So you're pointing out I have nothing. All I have is Twitter.
It's too important. How many followers do you have?
I have over 16. No, I have 300,000. Not this.
300,000. Yes,
not a lot.
Do you see it as a sign of success if you have a ton of Twitter followers?
No, but I see it as a sign of that's my social. I'd like to do that rather than in a crowd. I don't have to touch people, but I could talk to you.
It's your way
I can
of relating.
communicate,
and you can sell tickets to your shows and things like that.
Well, I'm not selling tickets. Well, I want to get viewers.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, listen. You're a judge. I'm a judge. God bless you.
I'll see you.
I'm going to see you in 2 weeks. A week.
Is it a week?
It's a week or two. Yeah.
It's this month.
Sometime this month, I'm going to see you.
You excited?
I'm excited
Are
about
you
doing
nervous?
it. No, I think I'm fine with it.
I think you are fine. I listen to you every day. Don't worry.
I worry about just keeping my health together. In other words, I don't want to be sick when I go there. I don't want to. I want to have my energy together because this job that I do, waking up
two neurotic
early,
guys are telling each other not to worry.
You
don't worry. I'm the guy who won't touch anybody.
How
don't
dare
worry.
you tell me not to worry?
Don't worry.
Look who I'm getting
he's
advice
worried
from.
that he's going to get sick.
Now you know why I don't take Howie's calls. I'll listen to him. I'll get nuts.
I live in a glass house.
That's right. Yes. And you know what people in glass houses should do?
Throw stones.
That's right.
Right.
What do you do today? I saw you're hosting Regis.
I'm with
and
Kelly. I'm going over there now.
Are you the co-host?
Yes.
You'll be the co-host with Kelly Ripa.
Yes. And J-Lo.
Is it true? And J-Lo is the guest.
Yes.
Oh, that should be hot.
That will be very hot.
And so
I heard she lost 60 pounds.
Who?
Oh, J-Lo?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How's that?
Mark Anthony moved out.
Oh, you're terrible.
You going to ask her about this young boyfriend that she's got?
Oh, I should, shouldn't I?
Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, can't this girl be alone for 10 minutes? I mean, literally, she just broke. This is like her third marriage ended.
Wait.
What?
When your marriage ended, how long were you alone?
Oh, a minute, but I'm a guy. Women are supposed to think about things.
Really?
Of course. Well, first of all, this is her third marriage that ended.
Right.
She just had kids with this dude.
Right.
He's out. Now she's got a brand new boyfriend. Slow down a little bit. At least date a little bit.
Why are you so concerned about? She's
I'm a
happy.
judge. I'm judging.
You're judging.
I judge everything. I'm perfect for that gig.
She's happy. God bless her.
God bless her.
Yeah.
Slow down and smell the roses, honey.
I wonder if he'll come over to the show with her. Oh, he probably has homework.
Yeah, exactly. Will you ask her stuff like, like how long did it take the new guy to get into your pants and stuff, or is that too controversial for the Regis and Kelly show?
I don't know. I will, whatever. I'm not thinking about it. Whatever happens, happens.
You didn't prepare for this show at all?
I don't prepare.
You don't prepare ever?
No.
God bless you.
I don't prepare. I never did homework. I didn't. Preparation is not my.
Like I'm going to Letterman tonight. I already know exactly how it's going to look.
When I do talk shows, I prepare.
You do prepare. That's what I would assume.
Yeah, yes.
Right.
Yes. But as the host, I don't prepare.
It's a good philosophy. It seems to be working.
Yeah, as a guest, he prepares.
I do as a guest because I want to be charming and I want to be witty and I want to be funny, though I didn't prepare for this.
They say that the ratings for Kelly Ripa are higher now that Regis is gone.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I think it is. And I think that it's because of that, when Kathy Lee left, when they were rotating all the possible co-hosts, and Kelly was going, the ratings were also higher because people want to see. It's like this spinning wheel.
Right.
Oh, is this going to be the host? Is this going to be the host?
Have they asked you to be a permanent host?
No.
You're good at it.
I am. I'm very good.
I mean, I've seen people on there with her that are not too good. They think they're funny and they're not. But you do a good job. And they said in the paper that they're closer to finding a permanent replacement for Regis. So I was wondering if they had said anything to you.
Well, I would imagine as each day goes by, they're closer. Because one day they're going to choose.
Right.
So tomorrow they're going to be closer than they are today.
But it could be that they're so into this groove of rotating hosts that they are never going to get a co-host.
I think they should keep doing that. Don't you think that would be a good show, that they can continue to do that?
Do you like doing that show, the morning show, and being the co-host?
Yes. I think that Kelly is brilliantly funny.
Do you find yourself biting your tongue, though, because it's so... Yes. In other words, the things you really want to talk about, you can't.
No.
Right.
I can't. You know that.
That's the secret to success, biting your tongue on some of these shows.
I wonder if you're going to bite your tongue at all on America's Got Talent.
Well, of course. I mean, listen, first of all, I have to bite my tongue, or else I'll end up taking over the show and turning it into the Howard Stern show. Like you said, you resist turning it into the Howie Mandel show.
Right.
I've got to be able to do that. And secondly, I got to be able to realize that it's a network show that's kid friendly, and it's about me being a judge.
But that's what I say. You know, I don't know. You may have seen some of the interviews that I've done about you.
Yes,
joining
you've
the
been
show.
great.
You have been nothing but a very responsible broadcaster. I mean,
Right.
the language and whatever happens on Sirius is different than what happened on terrestrial radio, right?
Right.
Listen, I'm going on Letterman
And you went on
tonight.
I've seen you on Letterman
Leno,
dozens of times, and Leno, you've never crossed the line
I don't
beyond
think so.
standards and practices.
Yeah, and if I have, whoops. All right, listen. Watch Howie. I've been such a responsible broadcaster. Thank you, Howie.
I think you have.
Go watch some of my old shows. Watch Howie Mandel host Mobbed, premiering tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight is the big night, 9
the big
o'clock
night.
on Fox after American Idol.
Yeah, and next Wednesday, too.
And Howie's a great guy, always been a friend of the show.
Our coworkers.
Now we're coworkers.
Isn't that amazing?
Colleagues.
Robin, tell Howie what a delight I am to work with. He's in for a real treat.
You're in for the time of your life.
Tell him how much fun I am. Tell him how fun
his partner
I am.
in crime, who is hermetically sealed in another room.
Well, what's funny is that, you talk about trying to reach me on the phone. Robin and I spend very little time communicating outside of the show.
Right, because you spend 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, we see each other all day, and she's got a life and I got
But
a
a
life.
call back would have been nice.
Yes, Robin. Do we ever call each other back? Never.
No.
No, never.
You know, you leave a message
shouldn't be
and you
here.
let it go.
And you let it go. Listen, Howie, stop calling me and harassing me.
I'm here with Mike Marks. He runs my company, and he's
Keep him
a
away
fan.
from me.
Wait. He's a huge fan, and he wanted to know if he can get a picture of you. Now, this is, but not, he doesn't take. He doesn't have a camera. He does sketch artist. He's a sketch artist.
He wants to draw.
sketch us?
He wants to.
Perfect.
Can he come in for like 10 minutes and just sketch you?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what he
I don't
does.
mind. Go ahead.
That's what he does.
See, you don't get under my skin like with Piers. You amuse me.
So Mike Marks can come in and just draw you?
Sure, absolutely. For a
Okay.
good hour. All right, Howie.
Yes.
Calm down.
All right.
Everything will be fine. And stop worrying. That's my advice to you. Okay. Howie Mandel.
You're going to teach him what worry is, I think.
Oh, he
hasn't
doesn't even
seen
know.
worry.
No.
Oh, you're going to learn new neuroses
Wait
from
till
me.
you're around me. You know, it's not good
I'll
for two
out-neurotic
OCT
you.
people to be together.
Really?
You will be out neurotic by me.
No.
You've never met anyone like
I
me.
can't wait. This is going to be the season of all seasons. This
I
is the
think we're in.
television explosion of the century, of the decade.
Can't wait.
I can't wait.
Can't wait.
Howie, in classic Howard fashion, he's overanalyzing something before it even starts.
Right.
Your best advice to him is
Was
to just...
any job I've ever had, and anything that I've ever done in show business, and I've been in show business for 35 years, it's the only job that there's no skill involved, there's no planning involved. You can be an idiot. Just be honest. And that's all. That's the only advice I have. Just do it. I think that's Nike's advice. but don't think about it.
And in turn, the great off-the-cuff impromptu moments will happen.
He's a witty, smart, intelligent man who has an opinion, and if he's just brutally honest and doesn't think about it, he'll enjoy it, and we'll have the best results we can ever imagine.
Basically, he should follow the same template that he does for his own radio show. I mean,
I believe on his radio show he does a lot of preparation and knows where he's going.
Right, but from the honesty and that standpoint.
Yes.
All right, Howie, good luck.
See you later. All right, Lisa.
Talk to him.
See you in Hawaii, man. Yeah, see you, Ronnie.
I wonder if Howie's going to have a cold now.
Oh, stop it.
was a lot of confrontation yesterday on the wrap-up show. I don't know how many people heard it, but I did, and man, oh man, a lot of fireworks.
What's going on? Why is everybody fighting around here?
It's mostly about Benji. I received in the email a lot of letters about people who just don't want to hear about Benji at all. Like on the wrap-up show, on this show, one guy said he's going to cancel his subscription if there's any more Benji talk.
Oh, dear.
And I thought, actually, I had limited the Benji talk, but the wrap-up show picks up where we leave off.
Right. What we don't pick up on, they discuss.
Yeah. And a lot was made that Lisa G is consumed with Benji and the girlfriend, and that the girlfriend is using Benji. But I think, she's just weighing in with her opinion, much like everyone else.
You don't think she's obsessed with Benji and jealous?
But someone told me that literally in the newsroom, she talks about it 24 hours a day. That I didn't know.
Oh.
That I didn't know. That she is obsessed with Benji and Elisa, his girlfriend, and that she talks about Benji and Elisa constantly, to the point that some people put on their headphones so they don't have to hear Lisa talking about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she'll talk to herself about it if nobody's listening.
Yeah. They say she's obsessed, but, from what I heard, she's just someone like me who weighs in about the people who work here. Benji is in a relationship where I thought Lisa actually made a lot of sense on the wrap-up show, and I thought she gave Benji some good advice. I'll play you a clip, and you tell me if you think she's dead on. I do. And she basically says, well, here, I'll play it for you.
I'm not mad at you. Like I said, it feels tacky to me, and that's upsetting to me because I like you and I know who you are, and we had a private talk about it.
Yeah,
and
you said you said very, very mean stuff publicly about my girlfriend. I thought you were being very, very.
What did she say that was mean?
I'm not going to repeat it.
Well, I think the comment was in one of my pieces.
John will repeat it.
Lisa called Lisa's career a non-career.
No, I said...
referring to her musical ability.
No, I said Benji's trying to be a hero to a non-career. That's what I said.
Lisa's memorized the line.
So that was a strike.
And I apologize.
No, you never did. Actually, you said, I'm sorry. You kept saying, I'm sorry if that hurt your feelings.
Didn't you
never
also
said apologize for saying it? I think, you said it, I don't know what your rage is about it, what your upsetness is about
She's not a rage.
You haven't heard what everyone has been saying here.
So why do you? Why are you?
Look,
why are you
if
giving,
she's that talented, she'll be fine on her own. She's getting noticed. You can take a breath about it, Benji.
Okay, what if
I feel like you're in this trance about. Oh my God, I have to get her a career, a recording contract. It will happen.
Enjoy being part of
She's
this.
being mentioned. Yeah, but it just feels like too much.
Well, it doesn't feel organic, that's for sure. It does not feel to anything. It feels very manufactured.
It was almost like an intervention yesterday on the air, because what Lisa says is true. I mean, Benji is obsessed with getting his girlfriend noticed, to the point that I think Benji thinks this is his cachet with her.
Yes.
That as long as he keeps her career going, she'll remain interested in him. And if Benji was honest, and I could actually talk to him about it, which I won't even attempt, I believe that he would relax a lot more if he stopped all this and finds out whether she loves him for him.
Dude, you are being so...
I think Lisa made a good point. Honestly, pal.
What's the point?
The point is...
Let me ask you a favor.
What you just asked me.
Let me ask you a favor, because what you guys do, you put things so generally where you can't...
I'll be specific.
Be as specific as possible.
It seems to me you're devoting a tremendous amount of your personal energy to promoting Elisa's career. And even on the air, where you were one of those guys I sort of admired, you never really plugged everything to death. And, you've had your little plugs and things with that party planning thing or whatever it is. I don't know, stripper parties, or I don't know what you had, but everybody plugs. It seems like you've amped up a lot. And it seems like a lot of pressure on you to keep her in the limelight and to keep her career somewhat going. That's your cachet with her. She, I could even hear, the brother on the news saying you're a great guy. Now you have her brother on the radio, and you have her parents on the radio, and the news department covered it. But I feel like that's your being a hero. That's what's important to her, and you're coming through in spades, and it's keeping her interested in you.
Okay, so
I think you're feeling a lot of pressure.
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
Her brother,
well, I thought Lisa made a good point.
Her brother and her family came to our show on Monday night, and the news interviewed them.
Yes, and I think that's the type of energy you want to keep coming her way. It's very important.
Okay, but there's two different issues. You're saying, one, I'm trying to do this energy, and two, I'm doing it because I'm scared I would lose her if I didn't.
I think you think that's your, this is a girl who wasn't that attracted to you or into you,
And ever since, you've been running around on TV trying to get her name mentioned. I mean, you were the guy who got beaten up by a CNN guy just trying to yell out her name. You know, you work for the Howard Stern Show. Probably you could have yelled out something related to the Howard Stern Show. Instead, you're screaming out on CNN and risking your life to yell out Elisa Jordana.
I've gotten beaten up for you.
No, I know that.
For you again.
But I'm just saying, it's a lot of pressure to come through and be Superman for her. And I think you ought to chill and find out if she really could handle not getting that. Okay, that's all I'm saying. It seems to me she probably does love you and probably will be able to handle it, but I think you're afraid to let go of this.
That's not. But that's not true.
Okay.
And you're just,
all right.
It's just an assumption you're making.
I'm making an assumption. You're right.
And the things
And I thought Lisa was right on the money, and I thought she was coming from an honest place. Whether or not she's obsessed with you, I don't know what goes on back in the newsroom. She might very well be, but...
Well, what I was saying to her was, let's say all this is true. I don't know why she's treating my girlfriend like crap.
Right. No, that doesn't make sense. And Gary, I thought, was right on target with you. You know, Howie's coming in here today, who's going to be on America's Got Talent with me, and I'm going to even say to him, I've noticed in season 2 that Howie spent a lot of time promoting his personal Twitter account. And then I watched him on Piers Morgan a little bit yesterday, and he said beautiful things about me, and I love Howie, and I'm anxious to work with him. But he really is hell-bent on constantly announcing his Twitter account. And I'm going to suggest to him that this year on America's Got Talent, he doesn't do that. It becomes annoying to the audience.
I don't have carte blanche.
And it looks desperate.
I don't have carte blanche on this show at all. I don't have a zero.
Any blanche
at all.
Right. Whenever you get a chance,
anything
it seems
I bring
like it's
up, it's something you're asking me about.
But it's uppermost on your mind, as Gary pointed out, to get the
now
plugs
you're reading my mind.
Well, here, I'll play you what Gary said. And I thought Gary was pretty much on the money here.
I feel like you're becoming like Jackie, like you're crowbarring in plugs, and I feel like it's become about plugging everything that you do. You don't reel it in at all, and it's getting tedious. And I almost feel like Howard's the sleeping tiger, and you're poking him. One day he's going to get up and it's just going to go, enough of this shit already. And I'm not sure what the end game is. Like if it was for something, like, is this song really super important to you? Like super important on a level that you're going to go all in with your plugs, because you can't plug like this forever.
I don't think. I mean, I don't know how to fight that. You feel that
way. It's not a fight.
No, I mean, I don't know how to argue that. What's the question? Is this song the most important thing in my life?
In other words, I feel like I feel like you're taking whatever you put in the bank as far as goodwill on how much you can plug something, and you're putting it all in on this particular project.
I think a lot of things that you guys think I do to seek attention on the show, I'm not. I'm just being myself.
But my question is, are you answer what I just said? Everybody, we all know that we have.
You're saying your question is, do you still beat your wife? Kind of question.
That wasn't what I said.
No, it's that kind of question that it presumes.
It's not.
It presumes some guilt.
No, it doesn't. I'm saying that you're taking all the goodwill you built up and you plug day and night. That's not bullshit. That's a fact.
No, but I don't think I do, Gary. I plug day and I do plugs on the show that we're given the opportunity to do.
You bring it up whenever you can, and you do whatever you can. Wait a second, and you do whatever you can to draw attention to having people talk. It's not an interpretation. It's a fact.
Are you talking about the writing on the hands, Gare?
At least, and you were very not truthful today. You did say to me off the air yesterday, I thought about taking off, and I thought, why should I do that?
I thought about that. The fact, like, I did it for a purpose of that. Hey, this is something like when I want to look at it, I can look at it and it'll help me learn the lyrics. And then right before I got in work yesterday, I was like, fuck, you know what? They're going to give me shit. They're going to say, because they always think I'm doing shit for attention.
Right.
And I'm like, because they think that, maybe I should wash it, even though that wasn't the reason I put it on there. But I said, fuck that. It's something I would do for a purpose, not for the attention. I'm not going to just change things so they don't think I'm seeking attention. That's what I said. And I think that you took part of that, but you didn't take the full thing.
Well, I think you said, I thought of their feelings, and I thought of my feelings, and my feelings were way more important than what their feelings are. That's what I'm hearing.
No.
But that's what you're saying.
I'm saying that you would have listened to me clearly.
I heard you. Okay. I heard everything you said.
You thought I did it for a certain purpose. I said, that's not the purpose I did it. But it hit me before I got here that you would think that. But I said, you know what? What I'm doing is not a bad thing, and I did it